Hi, girls. How are y'all doing? How is everyone? I hope everyone is doing really well. We are back. Okay. It seems like I lied. Okay, but I didn't lie. Okay. I didn't lie. I wasn't doing well. And I'm doing okay now. So we're back. Because I did not want to lie to y'all and not be here if I could be. Because I'm a loyal ass bitch. I know that's right. I know that's right. Y'all, Sunday was just not it for me. Was it Sunday or was it Saturday? I don't even know which day it was. I don't even know what day it was. It was just not great. We're not going to talk about it. We're not going to acknowledge it. We're going to pretend like it didn't happen. But I was up till 5. It was Saturday. I was up till 5. I was not here for it, okay? I was up till 5, and then I don't think I got up till 1 the next day, but it, whatever it was got resolved. Okay. And I've been thinking a lot this week in general. I feel like I've just been thinking. And I've been appreciative this week because y'all know how I can't commit to shit. I've been committing to games that I've been playing, okay? I finally got some reading done. And that to me was like, whoa, wow. Reading got done? That is wild. That is wild. Because I've been struggling a lot with doing reading. And I actually read some pages. I sat down, I think on the toilet, and I read like a good 30 pages of the novel that I've been reading. And then I read a good 2 volumes of which had Atelier, which I've been meaning to catch up on. I wanted to buy some from one of my friends for a birthday, and I could not help but buy the volumes that I was lacking for myself. So that's what we did at the end of last month. And then I finally got to read some. Today's been kind of weird because I was supposed to work at 7 in the morning, and yesterday it was raining really fucking badly. Like, oh my God, the rain was bad. It was really strong. And the whole fucking neighborhood, as far out as I could see, was pitch black. Literally, I could see nothing. I looked out my window, and the only reason I could see was because the fucking lightning hits and the thunder sounds, and then I can fucking see for like a microsecond of like I can see the houses in front of me, and it was only because of that. So yeah, it was very dark out there. Very dark out there. The rain has been fucking blaring. And so after a few hours of that, not only was, I thought, okay, my electricity would be back quickly. I was a little stressed out about my food in the fridge, but I can't sleep without the fan on. And so I go and I sit in bed and I'm like, okay, I can't go to sleep because I can't turn any of my fans on. If they're not on, I cannot breathe. And if I cannot breathe, I'm not going to bed. Are you serious? Who goes to bed unable to breathe? That sounds like a way that I'm going to die. And so I waited out for like 2 hours. I grabbed my Switch because it was luckily charged. And I played some Triangle Strategy because I've been meaning to play Triangle Strategy. And after playing a bit of Triangle Strategy for like 2 hours, I go and I sit down on my bed. And the power's still out. So I just gave up. I just gave up and tried to sleep with no electricity. And it was kind of rough, but like I managed to fall asleep. So like, could be worse. I'll accept it. And so I wake up at like, I want to say 6:40. And I text my boss. I'm like, hey, I'm coming in at 8. And I kind of expected this because I slept later than usual yesterday. Because I was waiting and hoping that something would change in the power situation, but it didn't. So I just got my ass up. I, texted my boss and I was like, hey, I'll be in an hour. And he actually said, I don't know about that. We don't have power there. So my boss doesn't always work in that office, but he texted me that apparently his boss has told him that, oopsies, we can't do anything there. And it was a result of there being no power. And as far as I know, there's still no power at my job. So I might not even be going to work tomorrow. I'm hoping that I do because I don't want to miss out on any money. But that's kind of where my mind is at. I want to listen to something more atmospheric, I think, because this is too loud for me to speak over, I feel like. Let me see. What can we listen to? Which, by the way, Cupcake's new album of the year, I'm not even going to play. I'm not going to play. To me, Cupcake's new album is giving album of the year. So far, at least, from what I've heard, you know, of all the albums that have dropped this year, there's a lot of them. But so far, I'm not going to lie. That one's my number one so far. It could change. Very well could change. But I don't currently see it changing in the foreseeable future. Okay, so I've been trying to like figure something out earlier, so that's why my stream started later than later than intended. I don't know why I can't speak today, but I kind of did not end up doing what I wanted to get done. So I'll get that done some other time. But the main thing is, you can see in the top left right here, we do have a sub goal. It's nothing crazy. And if we don't reach it, it's not a big deal. But if we do reach it, I will be playing Evil Within 2 for Halloween in October. So the deadline for it is October 1st. Because if we want to play it, I want to have time to actually finish the game. And I think it's... my guess would be under 20 hours. But, you know, if it's not, then I might have to reconsider. But yeah, I just Googled it and it says that typically you take about 14 hours to beat the game, which I don't think is unreasonable. Anyways, I think we're going to get into the game because I don't really have anything else that I wanted to talk about before then. So let me get into the game and then we can hop on this. Okay. Let me switch scenes. I did set this up a little bit differently because I feel like usually if I'm emoting with my hands, you guys can't see it. So we're experimenting with this bigger camera in the hopes that it provides a better experience if I do something. So that you can actually see what the fuck I'm doing, because sometimes I'm like, what is that? And I'm emoting with my hands and you can't even see it. So this is to improve that. I don't know if I will necessarily like it or keep it, but this is just like a trial run, if you will. I do think I want in future, you know, reference, I do think I'll probably end up adding like a border or something, because I feel like not having a border makes it just like kind of jarring to look at. And if it's jarring to look at right now, let me know, and I will add something. Okay, I will add something. If we need to, I will just make a different scene and, you know, adjust things around. But as of the current moment, we should not have any issues with the game. I think we might have to look at something else for potentially the... why did I lose track of my thoughts? We could potentially need to switch for the anniversary gallery, but I feel like this should be fine for the gallery as well. I think so. After last stream, I got off stream and then I went ahead and figured out where the fucking M disc was that I was missing. Ironically, it was the first like chest or whatever you want to call it that we opened, and it was the one right over here, this one right here. So I just came ahead and I pulled it up. I did not look at it, so you know we're still gonna be looking at it together. So I don't want you guys to think that I looked at it without you, because I didn't, because I said I wouldn't. If I hadn't, I probably would have looked at it, and I did consider it, but you know, we're gonna get over it, we're gonna look at it. And we're going to get going from there. So I want to look at that one first, and then we'll look at the other ones I picked up because I kind of want to figure out what's on them. But let's go ahead and open this. Okay. Hi, Hijari. I hope you're doing well.
All right, Paige. I trust you'll keep these M discs safe for Jade.
So it's ironic is that we kind of missed this.
To show her these drawings I made, so she can see
Which I feel like we should have seen earlier.
As I see them. You're much more reliable than a certain chimp we know, eh? Reckless, he is, but that's not for you. Lost count how many
let me
times
give you all
we
the tea
found
on
him
him.
passed out in the crow's nest. Wouldn't really have it any other way, though.
I don't really like
He
him.
always has your back. Getting us out of jams is, well, as much as
I don't
he
hate
gets
his
us
design,
into
but personality-wise,
and no
he's kind
one
of
made
lacking
Jade
a lot,
laugh
I
more than
think.
him for all the stunts those two pulled. Me and Jade was just playing around, Dax, he'd say.
Of course he
Only
was.
he could get away with calling me Dax. I'm sure we'll never know the half of their monkey business.
Not the monkey business joke.
Comes down to it,
I
though.
just...
Nox was the heart of the Garda.
I
A
guess.
rebel to a fault. When
I
you tell
guess.
Jade about him, tell her about all the fun times they had. Tell her about how he showed her to see the good in people.
You know, we'll take
all
that.
kinds of people.
I feel like...
And Paige, remind her, despite what Nox says, that
What the
that
fuck?
rusty blade he gave her for her birthday is not to be used as an eating utensil.
Not her trying to eat with the cutter blade. Girl, please. Somebody needs to have taught Jade some table manners. The thing is, I don't hate Nox's presentation. I hate how vulgar he is. I don't like overly vulgar, like, 'cause sometimes it even feels forced. It doesn't feel natural. But maybe that's genuinely just me, and some people really are like that. But, like, I feel like it's always like this idea of somebody trying to present maybe a harder shell of them being more of an adult, even though they're not. Which I guess can represent him kind of well, because he's really funky and goofy, and that kind of does add up, you know? He's already kind of childish, so I feel like maybe that's the whole fucking point of his character being like that. So, what do I know? I thought you were taking a break this week. I was initially going to take a break this week because I had a rough Saturday, but we moved on. We moved on from Saturday. Saturday didn't happen. We don't need to acknowledge her. We don't need to remember her. We can just pretend like she was never there in the first place. That's really what it's giving to me. Yeah, vulgarity can be a little too contrived. Exactly. Like that's kind of how I feel. So I kind of don't see the need for it. But I feel like my main gripe with it too was because I was kind of expecting the whole second game to be like that, because I don't know if you've seen the trailer of the second game, but I thought it was, you know, a pretty solid trailer visually. It's very pretty to look at. But I feel like it's kind of like trying too hard to be an adult game. And so I think if they take a backseat from that and analyze, okay, what really makes this adult? Like, why does it even need to be an adult game? Number one, I think is something that I don't think is necessary. But number two, I think it's important to always take a backseat and understand, okay, what is even your definition of an adult? Because I feel like for me, it's the deeper thinking, it's the deeper analyzing, it's thinking more about what you're doing before you do it. I think those make adults more than like swearing and cussing, because let's be for real, kids do that, teens do that, and a lot of teens do it to seem more like adults. So what is that really saying? So that's kind of where I tend to sit on that subject. I feel like she curses a little too much. I definitely felt that for a while. I don't think maybe I don't recognize it as much, or maybe it's decreased over the time. I don't remember if it was still as bad in Shadow as it was in 2013. But I do think that would be something that would be interesting to look at and compare and see. Maybe like that's part of her growing up, is like, or maybe the writers growing up and realizing we don't need this to make this an adult game. Like, it's already gory, right? Like, the gore to me kind of does make it more adult. I think that deeper maybe concepts can make it more adult. Like, I don't know. I think that's a difficult subject, but it's always interesting to see somebody's take on, like, what even makes something adult, you know? The thing is, Lara in the Classics was witty without... I think that's part of it. Like, it's giving classy. Like, I feel like when you can be an iconic bad bitch like that, you don't even have to swear. Like, it's almost like you're saying swearing is beneath you. You don't need to stoop to their level because you're so sophisticated that you're going to use words that are even beyond maybe their understanding, or words that they can't even comprehend, because they think that to get at you, they have to, like, use these vulgarities, and you can just outclass them, basically. And the reboots, every minute I hear, shit, fuck, you bitch. That's so funny. That might be true. I don't think I've paid too much attention to it since 2013. And I feel like part of it, though, was because my parents are, you know, very anti-vulgarity and, like, video games and any media, and they're kind of like, that's not for kids and all this stuff. And so I feel like that was one of those things where if games had a lot of swearing, I'd have to, like, mute the TV to pretend like it wasn't there, like I wasn't reading the subtitles. And I played 2013 back when I still lived with my parents, back when I was still playing, I think, on my brother's console. So it was more of like a public thing, so I feel like I had to pay attention to it. Okay, let's look at these reports, because I don't remember what exactly we were looking at.
Iris 513. Human traffic at the Nutripills factory. According to the Alpha sections, the shuttles between the factory and the slaughterhouse ensure the provisioning of our soldiers. But our reporters have successfully infiltrated these places. The factory is actually a cover for human traffic.
Yes, girl. We did that. We said, bitch, look at the evidence right fucking now. Now, my picture did not look this good, but I'm glad with Photoshop they managed to make it iconic. Period.
Hundreds of victims are sent there daily under the surveillance of the Alpha sections. The Alpha sections themselves are controlled by the DOMZ.
Dude, I just wonder, like, how do the Alpha sections handle this news coming out? Like, how do you handle this?
The Alpha sections are traitors under the pay of the DOMZ.
She even said the C word in Rise. I mean, I'm not really surprised. I don't know. I don't take too much offense to, like, a lot of words, I guess, anymore, or, like, pay attention to them, but I kind of just find them unnecessary. Like, what are you really saying with that? Like, sometimes, occasionally, sure, but...
The people of Hill is kidnapped by the Alpha sections.
Okay, here's our...
Special
bitch, look, it's our report! Let's look at the report, bitch.
Know even more about the extensive
also, I wish I had my fan higher.
Population. The victims are there. The victims are sent through the old slaughterhouses.
I love the sarcophagi designs. I really do. Like, I feel like it's one of those enemies that are so unique. The fact that they can literally carry children inside of them is such a cool concept, and I really hope that we look further into the understanding of the DOMZ in the second game, because I want to understand, what are they channeling this energy for? What are they doing with these people that they're kidnapping to turn into DOMZ? Why do they need them? Do they need a bigger army? Are they trying to take over the whole solar system? What is it really about? Also, who is the priest that they pray to? Like, I want to know all of this information. I want to dive deeper into it. And I'm really, really, really hoping that we get to go and further understand the plot. I feel like we really will when we explore Jade's background and her history, because I think she's kind of intertwined with the ideologies of the DOMZ and how they work. So that's what my heart is focused on and what my mind really wants them to develop upon, but we'll have to wait and see. It's kind of like intimate scenes in movies. Like, did you have to show the couple get their freak on? I feel like it depends on the movie. Sometimes I think it can add something, right? Or sometimes it can be done so well that it feels like it really makes you feel for the couple and feel for their experience. But sometimes it's kind of just like fan service, and that's not necessary. But I think a lot of people do it because some people will really just watch something for the sex scenes, or somehow the sex scenes will like keep them more engaged. Which I'm like, girl, I guess good for you, but I personally do not care like that. I don't feel comfortable watching scenes like that. I felt comfortable watching them by myself and with like friends, but I don't think I would be comfortable watching them with like my family, obviously. Like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. They are turning off the movie. They are asking, why the fuck did I pull that up? But I don't know. I don't mind it in movies personally, but I also think that for me that might be a little different because I feel like I don't know, sometimes I feel like it can show you a touch of like humanity, or like if there's dialogue in their sex scenes, sometimes I think it's funny, and I think it adds a lot of charm and romanticism to the media because like it shows you that it doesn't always have to be serious and all of that. So I think I can appreciate a scene depending on how it's handled. I don't think they need to be long. Like, I think when it's long, it's like, girl, can we move on? But I think it really just depends.
Once there, they are sealed into DOMZ sarcophaguses, then shipped to the moon.
Also, it's kind of like looking at, like, I guess from the idea of, like, watching porn, like, I don't really find the appeal in, like normal porn, because I feel like I need a plot, girl. I need a plot, or I don't give a fuck about these people. Like, I don't give a fuck about this. So, like, for me, if I'm ever gonna watch something, I need the plot, girl. The plot has to be there. If we don't got the plot, it's like, what am I watching for? Like, I don't see the point. So that's why when it's like in a movie, sometimes it's like, okay, period. She better get it. I hope they had a good time. So it just kind of depends. Once they're sealed into DOMZ. Okay.
The Alpha sections
yeah, we know
and
that.
the DOMZ are annihilating the population of Hillis.
I don't know. I don't feel that way, and that's fair. That's fine. I mean, you can. I feel like it's kind of hard to skip because for me, if I skip them, like, I feel like I missed the plot anyway. But I don't know. I mean, there's a reason that a lot of people read smut and they read erotica, and you know, they watch porn and all this stuff. And I feel like there's just different approaches and different things for what people like and enjoy and want. Some people don't give a fuck about, you know, a story. They just want cool characters. Some people really just watch because the characters are hot. I think it just depends what the person is trying to take away from whatever they're consuming, really. Okay, so we're going to save, and then we're gonna go to the moon. We're gonna go to the moon. I will not be saving on the moon, so we're just gonna rely on the game not abandoning me, not downing me, and we're just gonna hope for that because I don't want to save on the moon because I want to keep this save so that I can come back to it and get all the rest of my achievements. I do okay with watching porn because obviously I'm in the mood for it, but it's different. Yeah, but like, I don't know, some people are just like, you know, they want to get into it. Like, they want to feel turned on when they want to watch a movie, and good for them. It just, that's why, like, I don't know. Also, sometimes, like, I don't really see a lot of sex scenes as, like, sexual like that anyway. So that's not most of them. I think most of them are just kind of, like, for me, they're just kind of there for plot advancement or, like, relationship advancement or whatever. Plus, I think sometimes, like, there really is context in it because I think that that's, like, another layer of the relationship of, like, how couples handle that. So, I think there's a lot that can be explored, I think, within it, and that might be part of the reason. I hate ship controls, dude. We're gonna change these real quick. And we've changed them a bunch of times, but I'm gonna lose my mind if I don't, so... this is gonna be reversed. Okay, I'm okay with this. Period. Let's go to the moon. Period.
Algenib, Omega Dipper, all there.
Okay. That does not need to be inverted. I hate the fact that this is inverted right now. Girl, where the fuck is the whale?
Hey, the stellar motor is backfiring. Almost knew, he said. That rhino.
Dude. Where is it? Okay, we're going towards the moon. But, like, where the fuck is the whale?
Stellar motor has to hold out till we get to the moon. Our mission depends.
Girl, please! I'm just trying to take my picture. Dude, where is the whale? Where is the whale, girl? Period. I wasn't sure if I was hitting it or not. I was like, is it something else?
Inventory is coming along. Okay, your roll of film is
Period.
finished.
That should be everything.
Well done, Yeet.
Congratulations, Jade. Thanks to you, the species inventory is now complete. Do we have every M disc now? I think we should. Period. Okay. So, now I'm okay with going to the moon. Let's go. Please. Please just last long enough for me to go to the moon. Okay.
Lunar base in sight, Miss Jade.
I'm still not used to, like, the flight controls. But I'll survive, I guess. It's, I think, mainly the camera that bothers me. Because I don't want the camera to be inversed. So we're gonna switch that real quick. Am I blind?
There's the transmitter.
There we go.
That's where we need to try to get in.
Okay. Let's just go in, y'all. Yo, I'm so excited. I wonder if they've redone the credits at all. Okay. So...
Shawnee, I've located the probable positions of the Alpha's activities. I've added them to your map for you to look at. Send it.
do we even have a map? Like... I guess we do. He's lucky.
Account identification. Okay.
PA1. Period.
Bravo, Yeet.
Girl, every time I get a PA1, I feel like I just ascended
Completely restores your
into a new
vehicle's
life.
energy.
Like, wow. Wow. I'm that much of a bad bitch that you had to give me that. That you had to give me an extra life. And I think that's a win. We're probably going to skip through the Beluga checkup. Yeah, it's just telling us we needed to install the flight stabilizers and the stellar motor. And we got those already from the Mamago garage. And then let's look at the animal species. I kind of wish I'd taken more photos with... I can't remember if it was a roster that looked like this the first time around. But we can open them? Oh, I love that. I love that we can open them. We're gonna pretend like this one was a good photo. Some of these kind of eat. This one you can't even tell what you're looking at. I'm not gonna lie. Or this? I know what I'm looking at, but like, what is this? Period. Look, his crack down there. He said, bitch, I know what you want to eat. Anyway. Priodontes campestris. I wonder what order they're in. Yeah, I kind of wish I'd taken all of them with like the sepia camera, because I think that would have been cool. Oh, this is a good photo. This is giving cinematic, y'all. Aurelia magnificens. Chilobites sultans. I think it's cool. There are really a lot of species. I feel like it's really cool that you can document all of them. Like, that's so sick to me, that you document every single species on the planet. Oh, I love this one. Why is he kind of serving? Like, look at his nails. He's like, yeah. Yeah. That's giving evil monster threatening the city. And it was. And we got his ass. But we had to take a picture first. But no, because this one he's literally serving. It's like a gem in between. It's so basically that part is like the inside where they can kidnap people and put them inside. They're like a sarcophagus, basically, I think is why they're called that. And that's... Yeah, I do wonder how I think they're categorized... No, they're not categorized by last name. So I don't know what kind of order they're in. This one is weird. Weird looking bitch. This one's literally like Loki, a cockroach. It's pretty. Who could trap me? Goodbye. Not the Homo sapiens. Was this really the first human that I took a picture of? That's wild. Megaptera purpurea. Period. I love the really big creatures. Some of these I'm like, why did I wait to take a picture there? They did us dirty. I feel like I did us dirty. Like, Double H is not ugly, but like, why didn't I take a better picture? Or why didn't I take a picture of him as my first Homo sapien? Like, now she's mother! She's mother. I want to be her. Like, I wish I was her. She gives. She gives. If I was a furry, I would be one of her species. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Don't tell on me. Don't tell me. Or else. Anyway. Okay, but him, he came to serve. I like his vibe. I feel like he would be a good child model. Okay, we're done. I like the fact that they have like a mini picture to show you what you take a picture of. I wonder what picture they chose for the Homo sapien. Yeah, they did not show Double H. That looks like Secundo, if I'm being for real. Or some rando, honestly. I don't even think that was giving Secundo. Okay. We can go this way first. I don't remember if there's stuff for us to do this way, but we're gonna go this way first and see what the hell we can do. Okay.
DOMZ architecture. We're right in the heart of the base, Miss Jade.
See, the cool thing about having gone through some of the anniversary gallery before coming back to this is the fact that we can kind of see what they kept and what they scrapped. Now, I haven't looked through everything, but it's cool because this was one of the earlier levels in terms of design, because they designed this one really early on, but now that we're here, it's literally like the last level in the game, which is kind of cool to see. Like, they started out with this huge level and they used all of these puzzles and, you know, set them up, and then they decided, well, I don't know about all that. And, you know, that's how it is sometimes. Sometimes you have to scrap an idea and use it elsewhere. Okay. Let's turn... Slay. Okay. Let me go and grab that. Dude, I love this outfit for Jade. They did her some fucking justice with the skin. Like, this fit is fitting, bitch. And the tats, too. It's fucking sick. It's fucking sick. It was well deserved. It was well deserved. And what some people pointed out is that maybe this applies to the Beyond Good and Evil that they originally planned to make, the original sequel, to be canon, because they're kind of acknowledging it with this outfit. And I don't know, because I'm like, actually, we don't really know what the final vision of Beyond Good and Evil 2 is going to be. For all we know, it literally could be Beyond Good and Evil going back to its roots, right? Like, from what we know, you know, the idea is different, but it could be a thing where it's like you play as your own character for half the game, and for the second half maybe you do play as Jade. Like, I feel like there's so much potential in general for what they can do, and so I'm kind of keeping an open mind and being okay with however it turns out, because I think at the end of the day we still have Beyond Good and Evil 1. Right? Like, Beyond Good and Evil 1 is still here, and I can always go back and replay it and re-experience it without really any complaints, because, you know, the only complaint being I wish I'd gotten the original planned sequel. But I'm okay with receiving whatever I can get sometimes, you know, because I feel like sometimes you might just need something different. Okay, we're gonna turn... We kind of need to go back. Okay. Period. Some of this puzzling definitely took me a while to figure out the first time, but... Also, dude, I can't get over how cool I think this silver armor is for Double H. Like, I don't hate the yellow one, but
someone is watching us.
The silver one is stunning.
Yeah,
It's so
I feel
beautiful.
It too. They're all around us. They're waiting for us.
Back with dinner. What'd you get? What'd you make? Okay. We have to help Daddy.
Hang in there, Paige.
Daddy,
I'll get you out of there.
I love Paige. I was so shocked when we first came in, because okay, my first playthrough, I fully thought he was going to be, like, completely dead.
Can you hear me? It's
Completely
me, Jade.
dead. Like, I was not expecting anything, really. Like, I didn't think I would have the opportunity to spend more time with him, and it was crushing. Because Paige really is one of my favorite characters in this game. And I think for a good reason. Fried Cornish hens, rice with peas and butter. Okay, he eating fancy. He eating good. I kinda want food right now, Loki. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have done that, because I feel like we kinda need to... Period. That forms a star? That's so sick. Okay. Let me start with the first one again. I feel like it's kind of necessary to start with this one. I don't exactly have something prepared, but I can probably make something. Like, I have a bunch of food that I got yesterday that's, like, pre-cooked, so.
Okay.
Paige. I want to turn up the sound low-key, but it's fine. Oh, I love her eyes. I love how emotive they are. They really show you how sad she is.
I'll come back for you.
I'll
bring you back home.
Voice. Paige, say something.
We can still save the other victims, Jade. We have to wrap up the report.
All this and for nothing. He devoted his entire life to fighting for peace. Now it's our turn to keep on the fight, Miss Jade. We're getting closer. We must find the Great Crypt, Miss Jade. That might be where the prisoners are being held. And doubtless, where you can find the DOMZ priest to wrap up your report. Not me tearing up, girl. This soundtrack is so phenomenal. It's so depressing just seeing him there on the floor. Like, I can't imagine finding like an uncle or something like this. It's crushing. Here we have the map. Frozen dinners. Girl, bye! That's crazy. Who wants bacon is insane. Not this. Actually, how would you feel like eating a human pig hybrid? Like, I feel like would that cross over like eating your own people type thing? Like, how do you think you would actually feel about eating a hybrid? Like, let's remove the fact that he's our uncle. I think in general he's a hybrid. He's not just a pig. So by the fact that he's a hybrid, would you even feel okay eating him in general, even if you didn't know him? Like, I don't think I could. I don't think I could. Frozen dinners. I have some food that's frozen, and I have some food that, like, isn't frozen, but, like, it's still microwavable, like, it's in the fridge. I think it's borderline cannibal. Like, that's what I'm saying, so I'm like, I don't think I could.
Don't blow your cover, Miss Jade. We have to bring back the information first.
Okay. I don't even know how I would handle this, but I guess she came in prepared to, like, see him in that state. Fuck me, dude. Oh, fuck. Girl. Girl, it's okay. Sometimes it's hard to cope. You know? Like, I feel like a lot of people would react, you know, with humor to relieve a little bit of negative, you know, vibes. I used to not be able to handle, like, anything sad to the point where I would, like, laugh. Like, I remember when I was I don't know. I was very young. I think I wasn't even 10 years old yet. But we got a phone call and they told us how our grandmother was dead. I don't think my parents were home. I can't remember, but I remember just like laughing. Like I burst out laughing. And that was just something about me when I was like that age. I did not know how to like handle anything in general. Like I thought so many things were funny that weren't funny, or I would burst out laughing when I felt anxious, or when I had like a presentation to do. It's not like there was anything funny, you know. And at that time I would always burst out laughing. Like I remember one time I was trying to do a presentation and I could not fucking stop laughing, like for the life of me. And so I thought maybe what I need to do is just like have some water. And so I went to have some water, and guess the fuck what? Nothing changed. Nothing changed. So now I have water in my mouth and I'm still trying to burst out laughing, and I burst out laughing and the fucking water splashes in the first person's face a little bit. Did I feel a little guilty about it? Absolutely. But what was I supposed to do? I laugh when I get angry. I kind of feel that too sometimes. But sometimes it's also because it's funny. Like for me, sometimes it's like, did I really get upset at this? At this? Like, let's be so serious. I do not need to be upset at this. Like that's actually hilarious. It's hilarious that I would actually react with this anger to something so minuscule. So sometimes it's like that too. There's a lot of variation.
Kidnappings are getting harder and harder to execute. Network is becoming more than just
Period. I think we can just go from here. I don't think there's like a switch or anything that I need to get, so it should be okay just going this way. This is even more rough.
You need me just as much as I need you, Your Excellency.
See, like he keeps saying our code name.
Shawnee obeys Meta. Shawnee DOMZ Shawnee
See, I wonder what that means. Like there is something that connects us, connects Jade to the DOMZ. But what is it? I can't understand. Like there's something about Jade's existence. Maybe her life essence. I don't know. Something that connects us to the DOMZ. But I can't, like, I don't know what that's supposed to be. And I mean, even with the end of the game, you don't really find that out.
Double H.
So,
hurry up and broadcast
again,
the report from the
hoping
transmitter,
Game 2 will
and
answer
all of
that.
Hillis will be with us. The governor will surely be willing to help you.
Okay, girl. Oh, Nami almost falling off. See, like, when they say she is Shawnee, what the fuck does that mean? Like, I feel like if we could save him, why wouldn't he have gone for us first?
All their energy by a DOMZ priest. Revolt, citizens. Drive out the Alpha sections and the DOMZ.
I feel like it just makes me think that maybe it wanted us to, like, trace things back to him. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what the intent behind it is. Why they would go for all of these people. Maybe it's because they need an army And they needed to get all of these people to try to prevent us from resisting. Like, I feel like that would be where that idea would stem from. Because, I mean, the DOMZ are made of these people that they've trafficked and kidnapped. So, maybe that's why that they needed to kidnap these people before they came to us. Because they needed something, some insurance, if you will, to get to us. And maybe they thought also with that realization that, like, we know these people, so maybe we're less likely to fight and hurt them if we know that they used to be people that we were friends with.
It's horrible. There's hundreds of them.
Dude, this is, like, not only are your people being fucking trafficked, your uncle got trafficked. The only person that you've known since you were a kid that's still with you, like, that's a lot.
It's our only chance.
That's a lot. And on top of that, every fucking thing rests on your shoulders. So you have to fucking get through this shit. Get over yourself. Get over all of the fucking trauma that you are currently going through, which is a reminder of all the trauma that you experienced as a child because you had to leave all of your family behind. Like, that's tough. That is very tough.
Shawnee, it's incredible. We just got an email from the chief. He's alive, Jade, alive.
Paige!
See,
Very sneaky, the whole code under the shoe pit.
You found them? You didn't screw up my settings, I hope.
They're exactly as I found them.
something
Stench
about
and all.
the reunion music is also melancholic.
Paige, you were...
It is very beautiful, though.
Dead, I know. But you saved me. You're the one that brought me back to life. You're not the one you think you are, Jade. There's always been a prodigious energy hidden deep inside you. Now it's coming to the surface, and you're starting to understand it.
Paige, the kids, they...
Yes, I know. Kidnapped too. They've taken them to the Great Crypt. The only way to get there is by using the landing strip. We'll have to come back in the ship, but we can't do anything for them right now. There's too few of us. We need help in order to attack the lunar base in
because it was
full force.
blocked from us
The only way
entering
of
by
obtaining the
ship.
support of the Hylians is to follow Nino's plan, wrap up the report, and use the long-range transmitter to broadcast it.
Okay, let's get a move on.
Also, so I've read some fan theories that say that, like, Shawnee or Jade somehow channeled her inner powers to resurrect Paige. And we saw that, right? Like, we saw him being resurrected. He hasn't always been alive. Like, that's just not the case.
Thanks for coming to my rescue.
He just has not always been alive.
Yes, sir.
Please stand on it. He hasn't always been alive. He did, in fact, die in the transport. But Jade brought him back. And so some people say that maybe she traded her life in exchange for his here.
Hey, wait a minute.
Right?
That's
And it's
the
kind of like
balloon
making a
guy.
deal with the devil,
You
if we're
managed
being
to
for
get the
real.
old girl up and running.
You kidding? I hardly had anything to do. You must have spent a lot of time on her.
A box of K-Bups completely restores your energy.
Okay, I think we'll be fine if we
A
just buy
set of
this
pods
too.
completely restores your vehicle's energy.
Do we just have the one? Oh. That's something. Can we not find this? Okay. I remember this part took me quite a while to realize that I was supposed to climb it. Like, quite a while. Maybe embarrassingly long, if we're being honest. And no, you are not getting your pork chops, because regardless, we were not going to cook up Mr. Page.
Okay.
the fact that we actually use the beluga as a platform is kind of cool. Okay, new camera setup. Girl, yes. I just realized how we're supposed to do this. Also, how are you doing, Lanka? I hope you're doing well. Okay. We need to get those bitches across here. Oh, period. In regards to the setup, I saw someone doing this and I was like, wait, why is that kind of brilliant? Why did I not do that earlier? So, this is how we will be running the streams for a while. I think if we have any issues, I will switch to like a rectangular camera, like if we need to, if this is really taking up too much of the screen. But I feel like we should be okay.
Hurry! Everyone to the transmitter room!
Oh, okay. Kind of flopped there. Is there anything in here? No. Alright. I love how that train moves by itself. Like, that's kind of cool. I'm good. All we did today was self-instructed training, so I spent half a work period. Girl, I don't even have space on my phone to update my phone. I don't know how bitches be playing games on their phone. Like, how do y'all have the storage? How do you have the storage? That's what I want to know. Okay, like I said, we're not saving. So I hope I didn't accidentally save at any point. So we have our autosaves, and we're just going to be using that. Okay. Let's do the broadcast, ladies.
That's incredible. I work as fast as I can. Hang in there.
She better work as fast as she can, bitch.
Quickly. If the population revolts...
Q8 and 6. I was on my PlayStation. I would never... Oh! So it was from home, self-instructed. That's very different, I feel. I forgot the password. I forgot the password, yo. I forgot the password. Q8 and 6. Okay. Q8 N6. Validate, period. Yeah, we go back into office training next week. Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, enter data. It's up to you now, Jade.
Okay.
Okay. How does it know what's on the camera that's actually made? Oh.
System. Locking. 10.
They're blocking the controls.
9. 8. No
She said, wait a minute.
Take care of that.
Period, Secundo.
Amigos, Segundo el Magnifico is going to show you who is the best.
Secundo is Magnifico, girl. Secundo is Magnifico. Did he fumble?
Nice job, Magnifico. More like Secundo El Major Screw Up.
Yeah,
King of the
bitch.
Cretins.
It's giving flop era.
My little
It's giving flop era.
Opening
Please.
system data. Hello, General Secundo.
Oh.
At your service.
I have
Anyway.
una amiga who would like to broadcast a little.
I didn't say
Set up
that.
an alignment on 2-1.
I didn't say
Por favor,
that.
mia bella.
Yes, sir, General.
Period. Maybe he is.
Broadcasting.
Not y'all making the ethnic look bad. Basically motivated. If he was working faster, then maybe he wouldn't look bad. Did we consider? Did we consider? Yeah. That's what I thought.
Have broken through our protective borders and
Y'all, you should know when your president is this ugly, something is up.
Amigos, señores, señoras, y of course, señoritas. Keep open your eyes, si tutti quanti. I'm not going to be wasting your time with big speeches.
Okay, Sakuna girl, you better tell them.
The whole big picture.
Give them the pictures right now.
Alpha section are traitors, banditos, impostors, rascals, wooden nickels. Look at these photos that we have taken.
That photo is so incriminating. But at the same time, how does this show that it is the Alpha sections? This one does. That one I'll give it to them. The ones that have the logos, I'm like, yeah, I'll give it to you.
They're drained of all their energy and die.
Since the beginning, we've been manipulated and deceived. Stop listening to the lies that the Alpha sections are telling you.
Y'all, a part of me really wishes that all of the lines for Jade for the second game have already been recorded, and that when we get that game, like, her voice is in there, I would cry. I would cry hearing her in the new game. I'll fully give y'all that. Being born with horns fully intact is wild. You know? If you're a goat, that's how it's gonna be.
The kids are still on the DOMZ base. We have to go back for them.
For the time being, we better evacuate the sector.
Nice strategy, soldier, but goodbye.
Let's not do that. Let's not be blown up, bitch. Oh, not them blowing up the fucking save pod. They said, bitch, you don't get to save. You better have saved earlier. You better have saved earlier. Like, this is one of those things where if you are a dumb-ass, bum-ass bitch who didn't save, and for some reason you still took over 1:30 seconds, you're just screwed. Like, no tea, no shade, but you'd just be screwed, period. Now, I don't know why you would take that long, but if you somehow did, then you were screwed. Because you would have to repeat till before your previous save. Oh. I really wonder if the French voice acting is good. That fucking general ass bitch. Oh, now I'm pulling us back in. Yo, I thought the pull-up method was supposed to work.
They've got us in their tractor beam.
Dude. Please let me shoot these bitches.
The truth has finally been revealed by our trustworthy colleagues from the Iris Network.
Oh.
Join forces to drive the Alpha sections out of
Please.
Once again, the honorable journalistic profession was able to show that it had a preponderant role in the history.
Literally, you called us a terrorist one fucking email ago. One email ago, you called us a terrorist, bitch. I hope those bitches are out of business. They just fucking called us a fucking terrorist with no evidence. Like, y'all are such good fucking journalists. No. They deserve to be unemployed. Thank you. Oh. Now me needing to heal roll. Oh, okay. That one's kind of stressful. Okay. Let's get this bitch. Please. Please. Oh, okay. Dude, I didn't even get to hit them that time. What the fuck? Okay.
You've done some serious damage to them. Keep up the good work, Miss Jade.
I wish it was easier to figure out where the fucking things are gonna hit. Like, okay. Let's go.
Keep the tractor beam engaged.
We'll have have to launch the hovercraft if we want to turn off the tractor beam. Yeah! The coast! We have to get inside the spider in order to turn off the tractor beam.
Don't play with me, ho. Don't play with me, ho, bitch. We're gonna show these bitches what's up. That dick fat as fuck. Yeah. Oh. Anyway. Oh. You really do have to fight them? I feel like I forgot that you ever had to fight them. But I think it makes sense here because you have double H that can just ram these bitches. Like, double H is OP against these bitches. Don't play with me and double H. Because otherwise you're going to have to suck some toes. Mm-hmm. Exactly. He think he's some hot shit, huh?
Hoping for, huh? Everyone you ever loved.
Shut the fuck up!
Your mother and father, the pig, and all those little...
Who does this bitch think he is?
We've sucked them dry of all their fluids so that we could live longer.
She said, let me silence him.
Trail for centuries. Your days are numbered.
No, bitch. No days are numbered for me.
Of darkness.
Laura, wait. I think Laura's coming. Y'all. Laura's coming. What do you mean? Mark is too lazy to turn his lamp on by hand. Girl, literally I turn most of my lamps on by hand. It is the one lamp. It is one lamp that I control with my phone. I also don't like that I can't turn it on by hand, but like I can't change it by hand, so like it is what it is. Cause I always lose my phone. Like that's not a convenience, girl. The food was so good. I squeezed sour orange on the hand. So, wait. That kind of actually does sound really good right now. That sounds really good right now. Not toes. Anything but... Exactly. Pathetic ass. Yeah. Yeah, you better take these ninja stars, bitch. While you burn to fucking death, bitch. Don't you speak about my parents like that. I think she's some hot shit. Yeah. Bitch, let me sit on his ass. Wait. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, bitch. Look at my ass while you can't move. Pathetic ass, loser ass bitch. Who the fuck do you think he is?
All the prisoners are still in there.
He would clap and they would turn on. That would actually be kind of nice. But then that would also be annoying.
I heard some voices up there.
His couch is... Girl, period.
No, there's no one left.
The couch was that girl. The couch is that girl. I really hope I never have to replace it. Okay, y'all. Bitch, I fully forgot I had the fucking weird ass skin on here. It eats, don't get me wrong. But...
Landing strip in sight. Straight ahead.
I should have got the... Yeah, but you didn't like the one that you did get. Maybe it's just not for you. I don't know. I don't like getting eggs in general from like fast food places because I don't think any place does eggs the way I want to eat them. And by the way I want to eat them, I just mean good. Like, I don't think any place actually does good eggs for me.
Look out!
So like, I in general avoid eggs when it comes to like fast food or food places anyway. The one time I fucking got eggs from like a place, I literally threw up. So I'm not. These bitches, who do they think they are? I actually really love the design of their ships. Runza's pretty good. You can make your own Runza casserole. I think Runza casserole serve. Like, I prefer the casseroles to the sandwiches, but they're still good. We could have made some, but we just didn't.
We have the support of the people of Hillis, Jade. We'll cover you. Try to get inside the base. We must save those that are still inside.
You love eggs? Well, not all eggs are created equal, I fear. And, I mean, you also are used to eating Taco Bell, though. Like, I don't eat Taco Bell like that, so I don't know. I really do love the burritos that I get, though. For me, they're giving 10 out of 10 every time. But I get specific ones, because I know I'm picky, and I know I might not like them otherwise. They were dry. Yeah, see, the one that I get is usually pretty wet. Like, it has sauce, and it has sour cream and shit. This is mortifying. Yeah, I've come to take my soul back, bitch. We're not doing this. We're not doing this. We're not playing this game of this. Blindly? Bitch, they saw the evidence. They saw Iris 531, or whatever the fuck reports number it was. It was 513. And 514. Imagine this bitch thinking he knows who I am.
Jade, no! Don't listen to him!
Honestly, I feel like sometimes origins don't matter.
Source of my powers, the instrument of my strength. They took you away in the hope of destroying me.
Let's not play this game, bitch. You will die.
Miserable of sacrifices. They made you human, but you are
See,
not
I still don't know what that means. Who made her human?
To kill the human part of you. Jade. Johnny DOMZ.
No, bitch. It's Jade and Paige. Period. I actually have struggled a lot with this boss, I think. Do I try to get the achievement? No, I'll do the achievement some other time. There's an achievement for not losing any health in this boss, but I literally don't know how. There's so many of these bitches that I'm like, how would you not take a single fucking hit in this boss fight? Dude, why did I fucking fall on the floor? What? What do you mean? They know how to jump in this game, that's for sure. Girl, yes. Can I not just do this? Oh. Bitch, what? I fully forgot this is the fucking bullshit we have to do. Like, we're really throwing a fucking copy of our uncle. What is this? Please be for real. Oh. Bitch, don't play this game with me, please. No. Give me my man back. Give me my man back home. Please. Oh, fuck. Oh my god. Dude. Fuck me. Dude, I literally cannot move. Fuck. I can't. I literally cannot move, dude. I am freaking out. Don't do this, bitch. You're not hot shit. You are just the doo-doo in the fucking toilet. Yeah. Don't play this game right now. Disrespectful ass bitch. Oh fuck.
We have to abandon the fight, Miss Jade.
Fuck. Please. Why am I fighting my man?
We're suffering, Miss Jade. Abandon.
It's your fault that we are suffering. Shut the fuck up, Double H. You know why they call him Double H? Because he's a hoe. He's a hoe. Like.
Control of your spirit.
Don't fucking say that right now. We are so zen. Sit your ass right on that fucking floor and do yoga right now, bitch. Why did they teach you to do yoga? For you to fucking sit there and do nothing? He's a whore. Literally. I fucking hate when they invert my controls. Y'all, this part is fucking hard. Oh, not this loop again. Dude, please. Oh my god, not again. He did 2 damage? The disrespect. Oh my god, not this again.
We have to abandon the fight, Miss Jade. It's your
dude.
Suffering, Miss Jade. Abandon.
Fuck. Dude, this boss is hard. It's like the game went from one of the easiest fucking boss fights in running to this. I wish I could skip this part. I already told her she has to do yoga, but she's refusing to. So like, what am I supposed to do? Also, the fact that people have already started with the fireworks, like, girl, this is not the time. Wait till after we defeat this boss, then I'm like, okay, at least we have something to celebrate. Fuck, no. No, 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 no. Please. Fuck, please! Get your ass up, Jade! You are better than this! You're supposed to be mother, not smothered! Slay! Fuck you, bitch! He thought he was hot shit. We shit in his eyes, period. Fucking loser. You know what's not a loser though? This temple. The temple is cute. The temple is giving. I want the temple to myself. I want the temple to myself so bad. I want to turn up the volume so bad, but like, I can't right now. I love the soundtrack. Look at the way that statue is lifting us, girl. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, look at all of them being brought back. I feel like in a way it's also poetic justice. The fact that like exposing the truth saves all of these people by you learning the truth not just about the people around you, but the truth about yourself. The reorchestrated soundtrack is reorchestrating right now. The truth behind your horror nature. Exactly. It's such a special game. Like, I really don't think anything else will ever touch my soul in the way that this game does, I think. Like, there's a lot of games that I've loved and that I've, you know, thought about a lot and that I go back to. But I don't think a lot of them make me feel quite the way that this game does. And I do think a big part of that is attributed to its beautiful, touching, healing soundtrack. I feel like the soundtrack feels so grounding. It feels so peaceful. And I think that's part of the reason that I like it. It's like that it's moving, but it's still staying in the same place. And it feels like, yes, there's change in it, but it's still familiar. You know? I think that just speaks a lot for the game even. Because, I mean, you start out the game in the lighthouse, right? And you already are aware of the fact that, like, none of these kids are really 100% happy. Obviously, they're orphans. It's an orphanage. But it's so cool to see of, like, how even when they were in the deepest of dangers, her seeking out the truth is what saves them, you know? Because she cares. But at the same time, I feel like it's kind of difficult to, like, I don't know, something that I consistently think about is the idea of, like, why is this game called Beyond Good and Evil? And I don't know. Like, I've always thought that it means that Jade is beyond good and evil, but I can't really see her as being a being of evil. Like, it's just not anywhere within the vicinity of my mind the argument that she's evil at all. I feel like she's just a seeker of truth and justice, and I feel like she stands for good things, and the only thing that I could think of is her background, but I feel like, does your background make you evil? And I don't think so. Call the nurse, she's lost in monologue again. Okay, but what is the nurse gonna do? Tell me to shut up? No, she's gonna join in. We're gonna kiki. Okay. I also think it's really cute to look through at the lighthouse one last time, even though it's been destroyed. Actually, did they fix it for this? I can't remember. I think it's still broken, isn't it? Yeah. We can literally look out of it actively right now. Oh, nature is so beautiful in this game. I do think that one of the most grounding parts about the game is you meeting and, like, documenting all of the species. I feel like it makes it seem more tangible, more real. It's like, in a way, it grounds you by making you familiar with what is around you, right? You go to almost every place in the game. You go to the city, you explore it, and it's not very big, it's very homey. And I think that's part of the charm of the game, how small it is. I think it really adds to it. It's so small, it's so compact. It kind of doesn't feel that way. Like, it feels like there's always more out there. And I guess that's the idea of space in general, right? We don't really know what's out there. And space is very vast, but, like, on our planet, sometimes it doesn't feel, you know, that big. Or maybe we feel like we're big, but there's so much more out there. And I feel like when you're in that perspective, even when you're in a small place, sometimes you still feel like it's big. But if you explore all of it, then you're gonna kind of, I feel like, come across that conclusion that it's actually not as big as you thought. Or maybe that's also a me thing, though. I think that is a me thing. Like, I feel like a lot of things are smaller in my perspective than they actually are. And that includes like visual spatial awareness. Like a lot of things I end up seeing that way. I also realized I haven't been paying enough attention to the credits, so I don't know if they did give a in memoriam to Jodie Forrest. Because I'm kind of curious how they credit her on this. Because I'm pretty sure the voice actors would be credited, so like, I don't know. Also, this is the reason that we even expected a second game in the first place. Look at cute little Paige. Or is he? He's been infected by the DOMZ, y'all. Exactly. That's why we wanted the second game to be a sequel. He literally gets infected by the DOMZ, and that's how the game ends. Like, in loving memory of Emile Morel, but where the fuck is the in loving memory for fucking Jodie Forrest, dude? Like, that's kind of disrespectful to me. But I guess maybe other actors died too, but like, she's literally your lead. I don't know. It's kind of difficult to get over Jodie Forrest's death for me. Like, I can't get over that. But I guess he also worked on this 20th anniversary edition, so like, I understand why that's something that they would put on here. Christoph Harrell, by the way, he did a fantastic job with his soundtrack, and I did order that vinyl. I don't have a vinyl player. My man has a vinyl player. We will be listening to it on there. Well, guess she wasn't that bitch, that girl. We don't know that. We don't know what happened, okay? We don't know. We don't know. We don't know. Let us not make assumptions. Thank you very much. Did I skip through the English voice actors? I hate it here. How did I skip through that? Can I go back? I can't go back. It's giving flop, y'all. I gave flop there. By skipping the English voice actors. Because I was trying to see what they put for Jodie Forrest. But we literally skipped through it, so I guess it is what it is. So people know who like worked on this game originally and who worked on it now, and I feel like that's something that would be beneficial to go through for them. But I don't care too much about going through all of these details because they're not applicable to me. I don't think they're applicable to me because I don't think I would recognize any differences. So we're just gonna go through them. She said to cut the cameras. Deadass, just give me my bag. Right. Not to cut the cameras. She took her last picture as Jade and she said she was done. It's just, I feel like the thing is, if the game hadn't taken so long to come out, the second game, which by the way is still not out, so I guess it's not taken so long to come out. It's just taken so long, period. Because we don't have a release date or anything. If it hadn't taken as long in production as it had, Jodie Forrest would be in that second game. Fuck, Jodie Forrest would have been in that third game that they had planned. Because Beyond Good and Evil was supposed to be a trilogy. Now, is it possible that the third game was always meant to be a prequel? Maybe. Maybe they even have the second game finished, right? Maybe they have the actual second game finished, but they said, let's make that the third game and make the prequel the second game. I would actually be very okay with that. I would be fully on board. And imagine it comes back and Jodie Forrest is on it. I would gag. I would gag. Are you serious? That would be incredible. That would fucking be incredible. But I don't know. Will I give them the benefit of the doubt? I mean, yeah. What's the alternative? I don't really have an alternative, right? So we kind of just have to cope. We kind of just have to cope and hope that the copium is enough. Hope that the copium is enough. Girl, these credits are longer than the credits for the actual original game. They didn't even have the common decency to give us a soundtrack for this. Like, I don't know. I also heard that there is no after credit scene. You're the alternative. It's your mission now, girl. Bye. That's funny. That's funny. Imagine if I voiced Jade, that would gag. Everyone who would be disappointed, not me. I would not be gagged. I would not be gooped. Girl, I would be like, please seek help. Please seek help. But also, please give me the bag, because I would take the bag, y'all. I would take the bag. If somebody gave me the worst job ever, like the worst fucking voice acting role ever, but they gave me a big bag, I'm sorry, we're gonna do it. Maybe not if they say slurs, but like if they don't say slurs, then I'm gonna do it. Or at least if I don't say slurs, I'm gonna do it. If somebody else says slurs, that is not on me. That is on the bitch that is saying slurs. Thank you. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. It is on the bitch who's saying slurs. It is not on me. So as long as I'm not saying slurs, I'm okay. I'm just here for the bag. Okay. Here's what we're going to do now. We are going to go through the rest of the anniversary gallery because I really want to find out what's on here. If we still have time, I will probably go through other stuff. But we went through this, right? Okay, we went through this. What is this? I don't know if we looked through this. I'm trying to figure this out. It's early 2002, and while the team is not as tired as our friend Double H, a big decision has been made. The game will be revealed publicly at E3 at the end of May. The team therefore gets ready for a hectic few months as much work remains to be done, and the content needs to be up to snuff for a public demo. On Black Isle, a new cutscene provides Paige with his favorite Barranco D53. Girl, the fact that they gave him that outfit originally, and it becomes apparent that our favorite uncle has taken up smoking as a New Year's resolution. Girl, bye. What is the purpose behind that? I guess it could be just characterization. Did they take that out? I don't remember if he's a smoker or not when we meet him. The broken elevator of the factory gets a new introductory cutscene too. And for some reason we don't have audio here, so we're just going to look at it in silence and nod along. That's so interesting. Wow, I never knew that. Thank you, Paige, for letting me know. In which Jade still does not have all of her facial expressions yet. They do serve when they do give her facial expressions. Oh, we do have sound here. We get to see the Dark Crystal in video for the first time here. Oh, that fucking sound is ominous here. I wish they would have kept this. The music playing here is one from the same time frame called Stress. It will not feature... Y'all, they should have featured it because it's actually good at... It's very good at its job. I can guarantee I would have been very stressed out myself playing this. Like, are you kidding? This is very stressful. This is a gameplay sequence that ended up being cut in the slaughterhouse. I wish I knew what they were saying, because I think that would be good to know. If I'm trying to look at old footage, bitch. Finally, the first interactions with the terrible Krochaks have been added, much to the misfortune of our companions. I don't know. I don't give a fuck much about the Krochaks, if I'm being for real. April, only a few more weeks to go. The work on cutscene is ongoing, like here on Black Isle. Some of this, I'm like, I kind of want to skip through it. I wish I could just, like, fast forward the video, because I just want to see the differences. I don't care too much about the stuff, you know, pre-planning. This does seem to be her original outfit, which they did end up giving us as a cosmetic in this edition, which I think was kind of cool. But think her iconic green look is just not something that like I'm ever gonna get over. It's just so unique. I feel like her trademark is her green lipstick, but the fact that she has the matching green outfit, like her green lipstick was one of the main things that made me like play the game low key. And I remember my brother not wanting to play the game for that reason. So I guess maybe it's not always the best design choice, but for me, it creates a sense of uniqueness and memorability. So I was there for it. And we get versions with temporary music and voices. Don't mind the bugged Turalamax dying here. Not bad for a little girl and an old man.
Waouh, quelle équipe! C'est quand même bien payé notre pomme, ce monsieur de Casteltranque.
I kind of do like the French voice. I wonder if it's the same one they ended up using in the final version. But say hello to the very first look of Han. Sorry, we meant to say Mr. de Castellite's driver.
J'ai deux mots à dire, mais attends pas trop.
Mademoiselle Sally, je crois que je vous dois quelques explications.
I love how the subtitles stopped working. Like, okay. This is still so funny to me. Oui, baguette. Okay, girl, we're gonna skip through that. I'm sorry. I don't need to see cutscenes that I've already seen before. We saw the very first version of Han in the previous video, but it is far from being the last. His character will get a lot of iterations during development. You know, I'm pretty sure they ended up making him a white man, which, like, what's the reason? He looks more like a white man, at least, in the final version, which I don't understand the reasoning behind, but this early version of the Reaper had quite a pale complexion. The model itself, however, was pretty much nailed from the get-go. Yeah, the model was cool, but I am very glad they went with green, because the white is not giving, y'all. The white is not giving. There is no need for that to be white. The month of April is rich in new updates to the game. Here we explore more of Hillis with the hovercraft and environments we will not see in the future. No, I mean the top left one is kind of giving the slaughterhouse, and the bottom middle one is giving just the lighthouse. The bottom left kind of just feels like one of the areas that we roam around, and the top right also kind of gives slaughterhouse. The bottom right, I guess, is probably a race, but that one, I guess, was scrapped. The exterior of the lighthouse takes shape as well, including its small inhabitants. The prototype versions of the orphans did not include animal hybrids yet. I wonder what made them lean towards having more animal hybrids. But I mean, Paige is always there, so I do wonder, like, how they decided, you know, to approach it. I love concept design work. I feel like it's always so fascinating to look at and to see what something started with and where it got to. It's always really cool to me. Here's a look at some of the concept art that were done for the orphans and the different kids we would encounter during the game. I wish I remembered their names. But this is really cool art. I do really appreciate it. The top left kind of looks more stereotypical, I feel like, while like the bottom left one is really cool, and I guess that one's kind of similar to what we ended up with. And same with the bottom right. They feel more stylish, and the top left kind of feel more like characterizations or like stereotypical characterizations, which I kind of don't really care for. The top right one I feel like is weird because I'm like, if that was an adult, sure, but like that feels like a weird kid design. The lighthouse also gets its first interior as well. We can see that Rayman's training was all the rage on TV back then. That's so funny that they have the fucking Rayman cameo in the bottom right and the top middle. That's kind of funny. We see here the first version of Ming Tzu's shop, with our favorite walrus hybrid already behind the counter. So, okay. So they did already keep some of the hybrids, just not all of them. So they decided to integrate more, which maybe was probably a decision to show that the world is full of hybrids, kind of like that there's a lot of them, because when it's just Paige and the Walrus, I feel like it probably makes it feel more rare. While the epic chase sequence leading us to the slaughterhouse takes shape. Yeah, this one is kind of already done, it looks like. The first aircraft and flying machines started populating the skies of Hillis, a very important element to make the world feel alive. I do think that those add a lot of character to the game, just like having them be there. Because there's always like some fucking aircraft flying from one place to another. The Beluga allows us to discover more of Hillis from above, with early versions of the volcano, the city, and also a satellite in orbit. I do think that it would have been cool if they had more places that we could get to using the Beluga in the city or in Hillis, on the planet Hillis, because I feel like it would have made it feel more versatile and that there was more verticality to it, I think. The user interface also gets touched up with the introduction of the iconic handmade font and the famous circular menu that will set the game apart from its peers. I really do think that the font really stands out, and it's something I really appreciate because it's very, very characterized, very stylish, I would say. And it feels like it really belongs in this game. I also really like how the menus are circular and the keyboard is circular, because I feel like it's so much faster and easier to navigate a circular menu than like a list, you know? Finally, we have screenshots of a mysterious room. An art gallery. The giant statue that Jade climbs is one of its pieces, and the collector Yvonne Tews seems to be managing the place. So this is something that was completely scrapped. The month of April is rich in new updates to the game. Here we explore... Oh, we did that already. Okay. Battle sections, everyone. Or battle stations. It's mid-April, and the team needs to produce the communication assets in less than a month for E3. First, with the key art here and its different iterations. So... I do think that, like, the bottom right one feels iconic. I'm guessing the middle left one is the one they ended up going with. Then a gigantic 22-meter long, 6-meter high banner to decorate the project's area of the Ubisoft booth. Period. I love like looking into like how they actually design stuff. Each section size is, in this example, you can see the size of the different bleeds and the whole section. Oh, you can see the bleeds too. That's really cool. Early May, several different tests are done for a render of Jade to complete the game's press kit. Oh, I really appreciate like seeing the whole iteration process. And like if you're a graphic designer, this is like when I was going to graphic design classes, this is what a lot of the teachers would expect you to do. You have to make iterations anyway. And I feel like it's cool seeing them in actual production, right? Like getting to see their process, getting to see what different iterations that they have, how different were they, and you can see some of them are really similar, some of them have more differences, some of them have different fonts, some of them have different colors, and it's kind of just cool ways to experiment. The project gets its first temporary name and logo back then. Then BG&D stood for Beyond Good and Evil, not the Beyond we have today. Project Beyond Good and Evil. Oh. It stood for Between Good and Evil, not Beyond. Which, I mean, I feel like it's kind of similar, but I do think Beyond has a... It feels deeper. It feels more mysterious when you say Beyond. Between kind of just means you're like a grayish character, you know? I feel like Beyond feels like it has a lot more emphasis. I love that little logo art in the top left. It's very cool. Finally, a selection of beautiful screenshots allows us to appreciate how far the game has come until then. And there's still a lot more to come. I feel like they did a fantastic job in lighting. That's one of the things that I think this game did a very good job at. It's cute or whatever. It really is. On the video front, the team has produced a first version of General Tech's speech to feature in the demo, complete with marching alpha sections and peculiar-looking DOMZ.
The enemy, DOMZ, have broken through our protective borders and infiltrated your city. Each and every day, they
this felt a
stab you
lot
in
more
the back.
cartoony, I think.
A friend, a brother, a son. Enough is enough.
It felt less serious,
Unite
I think,
our
with this,
forces.
with the way this
Join the Alpha
style
sections, and
is
together
for this
we
one.
will overcome. Join the Alpha sections, and you will know the taste of victory. Go to our proud soldiers of the Hylian army.
This is giving American
They will
recruits.
guide you to us. They will guide you to
I
glory.
just know America took inspiration. I just know America took inspiration. The team also worked on a reveal trailer here in a work-in-progress short format. It's so funny seeing that this was with the old designs before they were finalized. We get to see different sequences from the slaughterhouse that ended up being cut, like the giant worm chase. Okay. This is still before they gave her her weapon. The fact that she just kicked these bitches to death is funny to me. Oh, that's a really pretty nightscape. Oh, I love the tiptoes too. It's giving. Okay, I don't think there's much else in this trailer. I guess it's almost done, so we'll wait it out. But I think ultimately they kind of made their point already. And here's a final version of the trailer, which we can still download from the internet today. Okay. So this one still exists. Is it literally just the same thing? Oh, so that sepia camera that they used was gonna be the original camera. And they changed it to be a more, like, normal colored one. That's actually really cool to notice, because I didn't notice that. I feel like it's also interesting to see the different approach to the music on this trailer. Like, was this actually the music that they used for this trailer? It's very different from the style that they ended up going with for the final game. Okay, girl. We don't need to watch all that. On May 16th, 2002, Ubisoft sends out a press release to officially announce Project BG&E, alongside a few screenshots and the promise of a world with no bounds. From May 22nd to 26th, a few members of the team go to Los Angeles to attend E3 and present the game to journalists from all over the world. Y'all, I miss E3 so much. I think it's... The thing is, like, we had so much community back then! We had so much, I feel like, more community back then when we had E3. And I think that's... The game journalists, I feel like, actually added something to the experience. Right? It was people in the media, and eventually E3 was more open to, like, guests that wanted to attend also. But I never got to go, and I really wanted to. I really wanted to go so bad, y'all. And I was hoping to go literally, like, last year, and then they canceled it. And that was officially the last E3 we're ever gonna have. Like, what is that? What is that? That sucks, is what that is. Also, my back hurts, and my pants keep going up. And that is what I keep moving down here. And it's really annoying me. Anyways. On the massive Ubisoft booth, Project BG&E has a hard time keeping up with the company's other monster franchises. I feel like maybe... I don't know. Like, what can you really do to help sell a new game that hasn't been done before? Press coverage is thin but positive. Journalists seem to really like the demo, featuring a part of Black Isle and free exploration of Hillis in the hovercraft and the beluga. Oh, these are real articles? This is one of the most promising titles we've seen in a long time. The creator of Rayman has come up with a totally new adventure using that distinctive French animation style. There's a great feeling of realism and the story looks promising too. Project Between Good and Evil. That one's in French. And that one's in French too. Most of these are in French. There's something so... I feel like so touching of when like journalism was done this way, right? When game journalism was an actual thing. Like, no offense, but game journalism now is literally fucking top 10 lists. Game journalism now is fucking ridiculous opinions that nobody gives a shit about because it doesn't even feel like an informed opinion anymore. And, you know, don't let the fucking journalists come for me, okay? If y'all have good articles, I don't mind reading them. But I don't see a lot of good articles. And I feel like maybe part of that is that people just don't care about real articles anymore. I don't know. But, like, Reddit feels like there's fucking hella journalists in there, right? The bitches who come up with all this fucking lore and theory crafting, like, that shit is sick. That feels like real journalism sometimes. Or, like, the really fucking thorough video essays about things that people actually care about, like, to them, that is real fucking journalism to me. Like, you actually telling me your opinion and you analyzing why you think it's good or why you think it's bad. I've literally seen fucking reviews that are entirely just like, oh, I didn't like the game because it's hard. Okay, what about literally anything else? Like, literally, what about everything else? And no offense, but when it's a game like Elden Ring or Dark Souls, when I see a review and it's literally like just it's too hard, you have to elaborate. You have to elaborate because it makes you look like a fucking idiot. Anyways, we can keep going. The trailer will release on the internet a few days later on May 28th, and with it, a new promise is made. The game is announced to release in early 2003, which is a lie because it ends up releasing in late 2003. It releases in December. Articles are always 50-50. I just feel like part of it is also Google. Like, I don't know if you paid attention, but the Google algorithm has even been made to push out Reddit now instead of real articles because people literally have to look up Reddit to see actual people's opinions. Because a lot of the articles that you see when you first search shit up, a lot of them fucking suck. Even fucking Googling recipes now is a mess. There's so many shitty recipe websites. Like, bitch, just show me a real person's fucking recipe website. Like, I don't need it to be these shitty ass websites. Like, I don't know. Like, it's like the fucking internet is transgressing. Like, it's regressing. It's not progressing anymore. It's going backwards. Because we have that much fucking content out there. And that's wild to me. That's wild to me. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. How many do we have? Girl, we have so much shit to go through. Are these new? Oh, bitch, this is new. Okay. We're gonna go to, I think, this now. While the game now in production and a tentative release date looming, it is time to make some tough choices. Two important elements will soon disappear: Toil and Naj. A story recap tells us the DOMZ were not always the evil entity that we know. Back then, they were a peaceful alien tribe bullied by the Purple Forces, the old Alpha sections. Okay, let's look at here. I can't recognize what the top right is. The bottom right, I know, was basically ended up being concept art for more Beyond Good and Evil 2 than 1, but that's a separate conversation. A bunch of this just art we already saw. We can see in this excerpt from the General Gex propaganda speech how the peaceful DOMZ are now represented as a belligerent people with bloodthirsty eyes. I don't know if it's just that text. Sometimes I can't tell, which is why I'm like, I don't know if I should keep scrolling. But yeah. Jade's adventure would originally bring her to the Purple Forces moon base to free Toil, a DOMZ who had known Jade since childhood. Toil was planned to become Jade's third companion after Paige and Double H. He was supposed to be the one to reveal her power and true name, Shawnee. So, okay, that was her true name, which was still revealed to us, but we weren't really sure what that meant. But the purple forces are manipulated by another entity, the Naj. Originally unified with the peaceful DOMZ as one species, they become their evil nemesis after an internal war. Originally, Jade should have helped the DOMZ against the Naj even further, notably by crossing interdimensional portals that would lead her to the world of the DOMZ. Girl, what? Okay, that's a lot, actually. Oh, I exited by accident. The DOMZ World concept art showcases organic alien environments, from dense, exotic jungles to enchanting mineral caves. I wonder what they did with these ideas. All populated by the peaceful tribe of the DOMZ who would teach Jade their powers and wisdom. Design documents describe different kinds of experiences the player might encounter while on the DOMZ planet, like dealing with dangerous insects and plants. Oh, that planet on the left I feel like would be a cool, like, platforming thing to have, but anyway. Don't step on the DOMZ food supply, otherwise Jade might end up covered in a very sticky substance, and a flashlight could have helped against some of the more exotic foes. Oh, so I guess I misinterpreted that first one that we saw on the left side? I don't know. But this is very interesting to learn. But at the end of 2002, it's decided to simplify the story. The knowledge and toil are cut, letting the team focus instead on making the new DOMZ the great evil we all know today. Okay, so they did scrap the idea of what the DOMZ are. The story recap we saw previously also offers a unique perspective on the state of the story at this stage of development. For example, we discover Cramble, Jade's associate, and a very active human who drives around on a scooter. He's obviously the precursor to our good old hologram Secundo, period. Secundo gives. Wait, look, he's giving diva on that left side, period. He should be voguing right now, because I would live for that. We also noticed that Paige was a hybrid clone back then, a notion that will very much be developed in a future prequel. See, this is one of those things where I'm kind of skeptical about, because I don't know if this is real or this is them pretending that this was always the intended idea so that they can rope it into Beyond Good and Evil 2, the one that we have today. And there's no way for us to really know. And a walkthrough document from that time tells us that Jade was originally to get her camera from Waff's mouth, and that the Mamago Garage was originally located in the city. Kind of makes sense that Mamago Garage isn't, but I do think that would have also been cool to see. We discovered that before getting to the moon, Jade was going to have to take down a satellite in orbit over Hillis, and that the final boss was a massive DOMZ ship. While not much remains from the original satellite in the game, a lot of research was done in order to define its look. I wonder if they just researched like real satellites. They probably did. I think that's one thing that like I hadn't always noticed about art, is how much you should be researching and how much knowledge you kind of need to have to like draw things accurately and well. Which is the same reason that AI is not very successful at drawing well, because so many things end up not making sense. Though some architectural elements will remain in the game's final sequences. Oh, I love this track. Anyway. Yeah, this looks like some of the areas to the final area in the game. The area that we just played. In terms of story, barely a few weeks after our first synopsis was written, an animated storyboard for a new introduction has already been prototyped. I love the fucking yoga opening. It's one of the things that make this game special. See, I wonder, like, do you just draw with pixels? Like, how do you storyboard something like this? I wish I knew how that worked, like the process. My back hurts so bad, y'all. Okay, so they already... Oh, she's 22, period. I didn't know her age. Girl, they said we're out of power, ma'am. We're sorry. But the weird eggs falling from the sky are still far from the DOMZ meteorite we will end up seeing. Okay, so they were originally eggs, and they made them meteorites. I like the meteorite idea better, but I do think eggs is so funny. Progress is being made as a final structure of the story takes shape, though more content will end up being cut. Such as characters we'll never meet. A mother, organizer of the hovercraft race. Wait, she's giving mother, look at her! Wait. Look at her! She came to serve, bitch! Look at her on the left. She was giving, y'all. She's giving. And her lobotomized sons. Girl, what? Not her being a smuggler. Y'all, I wanted to see her. I want to see her. I wish we'd gotten her. It's finally time for the Mamago family to come into their own. The garage is being iterated on throughout the end of the year, along its endearing musical signature. Right, they said Mama go! Y'all, I feel like I still need to make my camera slightly wider, because I feel like you still can't see my hands when I move them. I think maybe this is better. If it's not, then I'll adjust it again. But the city and its canals also take shape little by little, starting with new concept art for the canals. Yeah, the canals look really pretty. Again, the Mediterranean influences remain a strong artistic principle for the city. More detailed research and concept art are done for the city center and its various shops and booths. I mean, that makes sense. I think it's also nice to like plan out, obviously, how you want the city to be structured, and this helps. Oh, and this is just a lot of the different research. Handwritten lists on the concept art drawings tell us more about what could have been. We see mentions of Nino's house, for example. None of those are in English, so I'm not gonna bother, but I think it would be cool if somebody translated all the French and they did like a video essay just like exploring everything. Finally, the first 3D modelizations start to appear during the fall of 2002, not 2022, y'all. This game was out way before then. Finally, another two iconic elements of the game get conceptualized in the fall. The fishing boats and the DOMZ tornadoes. Oh, those are considered tornadoes? They were just giving storm to me. All aboard the USS Hovercraft. In this 10-minute long gameplay footage, we get a good look at Hillis from the sea. And this is 10 minutes long, so we're not gonna look at the whole thing, but we'll just look at it for a little bit. The boats are present and navigating, and we can see occurrences of the first version of DOMZ attacks from the sky happening randomly throughout the day. So I guess this was probably just on a randomizer initially. If the world of Hillis looks more and more like the world we know today, we can still marvel at the technical breakthroughs that made this game possible back then. Yeah. We can interact with flowing water with real-time reflections under a continuous day and night cycle without loading and on a very large map. Truly a pioneering set of innovations. I do think that's very impressive for its time. Like, very impressive for its time. They said that they actually ended up using the engine they made for this game for a bunch of other games, and I really wish we knew which ones. Maybe that's something that like Google can actually answer, but I'm not sure. Okay, we're not going to go through all of that, so. Okay. 2003. It is the year of the release. Even though the project has progressed very well, there is very much still stuff to be done. And the release is postponed until the end of the year, like I said. First up, time to polish what already works. Designers go through the entire game to fine-tune the action sequences using 5 attributes: stress, sync, precision, memory, and cleverness. Aside from that, internal feedback asks for additional content in order to reach 15 hours of gameplay. For this, the team will be helped by Ubisoft Casablanca on 2 types of maps. See, I think this game is finishable in less than 10 hours. But I guess like if you do all the side content and you don't know where that shit is, you might take longer. But overall for me, I think it might have taken 9 hours, 10 hours to beat this game 100%. So take that as you will. First, the Crazy Old Man maps. Before they became the Looter's Caverns, the idea was to chase a crazed lunatic through his lair to get our hands on his stash. Go up here, yeah, we said we want a little something. Then, the stealth maps require platformings and infiltration skills from the players. These maps will, for most of them, ultimately become the alpha section areas, which makes sense, yeah. Finally, the Metal Snake battles need to have their design updated. We can even see that an additional fight was planned right in the city canals. Yeah, I would have liked that actually. I think that would have been a cool place to actually like do something other than just like pick up one pearl. 2003, okay, we read through that. Beyond Good and Evil. Concurrently, an important decision has been made. Jade will not fight with her fists, but with her Daijo. These first screenshots show her wielding a temporary model of the staff. At the same time, we see the Akuta bar taking shape, though still without its lights. It went through different names before this one. Paradise Lounge, Barazil, French play on words for fishnet stockings, that's kind of funny. I also like Paradise Lounge, it's kind of cool, but Akuta bar is also giving. And I think that's mainly because of the shell game. In March, we can still spot unused items in the inventory. Banana Neck's mirror. Even the famous Carlson and Peters that Double H refers to all the time. They should have let us keep that. By writing this manual, we are proud to have been able to make our contribution in defending the interests of our country. Colonel Carson and Colonel Peters. There was something that was protection against toxic gases. There was a race license. There's a mirror for something. But I guess they said they didn't have a purpose. The Pearls of Aramis finally appear. Added to replace the DOMZ crystals, they will also help clarify progression for the players. In April, the introduction makes a lot of progress. The Akuta bar gets to lights, and Sekundo gets his final look. Which isn't the case for poor Han. His final look is still a few months away. Finally, we can see here that the team was still testing an alpha section distraction mechanic. Jade uttering psst that will eventually be removed. I honestly think, yeah, it's kind of nice they removed it. We didn't need it. It's also a common thing, so I don't really care about it. But an important date is coming up. E3 is just around the corner. The team starts preparing the assets here in early April with research for the 3D renders. Oh, I love the art for this. Different renders are tested throughout the month before the final one gets polished with additional details. In the original scenario, Jade would have visited the skyscraper. Oh, I feel like that would have been fun. A new logo is designed, this time with a name that should sound a bit more familiar. Beyond Good and Evil. I really like actually all of the designs and iterations that they tried. A propaganda poster for the alpha sections is designed to decorate Ubisoft's booth at E3. Screenshots are also selected in the last few weeks before the event as the game gets more and more polished. Yeah, that makes sense. Planet Hillis is attacked. As far as video preparations, the first iterations for the E3 trailer happened in early April. The final result will look quite different. Okay. Are they manipulating us? Oh? Han looked a little different. I don't care too much about these videos, Loki. By the end of April, the edits of the trailer get closer and closer to what we're familiar with.
At the gates of Hillis. General Keck, Supreme Commander of the Alpha Forces, would like to address
yeah, so it just kind of shows like the progression. The final E3 trailer gets finished on May 8th in the wee hours of the night. Okay, so yeah. They just kind of improved their editing for the most part. While some journalists had been invited to Paris in mid-April to experience a demo on a boat, it's on May 2nd that Ubisoft reveals Beyond Good and Evil and invites everyone to learn more at E3. The team goes back to Los Angeles, this time from May 12th to 16th, as the first demos happen a few days before the grand event. Oh, I missed the last one. The new demo allows journalists to play the first few levels of the game with their critical feedback being very positive. Girl, that's what I'm saying. It's like this game was a critical success. It just wasn't a financial success, unfortunately. The home stretch. 6 months to go until release. The clock is ticking. Polish and debug are the priority at this stage, as well as the translation, casting, and recording of the localized voices. Localization and post-production. I love looking at like the fucking flowchart schedules sometimes too. Like this isn't flowchart mainly. This looks like it's mainly just a like day-to-day schedule, but it's kind of nice seeing like what they wanted to focus on from what day and what they were still finalizing, and it looks like they were still working in September. I think it released in December. It is also time for the audio mix of the game to ensure the experience remains coherent throughout the entire playthrough. The menus and UI get their final look, a running joke between the artists and the programmers who had to implement the changes. Performance optimization progresses, with the team having to comb through the entire set of textures in the game to remove the unused ones. Period. They said we don't need to use extra storage. Short on time, the team decides to showcase the game's final sequences through photos in the credits, rather than full-fledged cutscenes. Not all of them make the cut. Oh, I love the one on the right. It's one up from the very right. The one with double H and some kid wearing his helmet. Oh, it's so cute. And then there's the one with the like goat kid holding fucking Jade's sword or her bow staff. That one's really, really sick too. Visuals for launch. It is kind of sad that they were rushed, but like, you know, things move on a schedule, so you kind of have to sometimes. It's also time to prepare the communication assets for the game's release. The iconic camera shutter and game logo get finalized between May and June. Numerous tests and captures from the game are done between July and August to create the final game cover step by step. I feel like the top middle one on the left side is probably my favorite. Are my favorites. Like, I like her standing there on the side in the dark with a camera. I feel like those are very atmospheric. The other ones characterize her character very well, but I feel like those ones are my favorite. The ones on the top. Expose the conspiracy. Capture the truth. As the rebellious action reporter, Jade, you must penetrate your leader's web of lies and expose their dark secrets. The American version of the game will go through a few iterations as well. I love the American version of the game, I will admit. I think this was a really, really good cover. Really good cover. Magazine covers, kimonos, posters, wallpapers, dozens of assets are treated over the course of a few weeks, all from in-game elements. Some of them, you know, needed more work, but all of these assets will be shared with different partners, retailers, journalists, and of course the community of fans. I love the posters, especially the alpha section ones. They stand out really well, I think. Here we can see how pages made for printed advertising are created. From mishmashed game captures stuck together. See, like that bottom left one, fucking sick. The one on the right, fucking sick. Like, I love that work of collage. It's so cool. To create a cohesive piece and its various iterations and formats, each of these can amount to several weeks of work for a small team. The fact that this is several weeks of work at the time is wild to me. Like, this is doable in like a day, maybe 2 days, if you were doing this in real life. If you were collaging them, I guess. Maybe they weren't. Maybe they were doing it some weird way, but different territories use and create different assets too. And here again, we can see the printed advertisements created specifically for the USA. Oh my god, I love the one on the right. Jade looks terrified. At the same time, thousands of game captures are made to select the future screenshots that will be shared around the launch period. But the work does not stop with the release of the game. At the end of November, Jacques Exertier shows off his skills to the camera to help create the game's final posters. Oh, that's so cool! That's so cool. That they had somebody show them so they could base it off of him. I love that. Here's a press kit. Oh my god. Okay. Y'all, this is wild. Do y'all see that at the top right? Look at the top right. Look over there. That's wild. 51? I'm hoping these are mostly pictures, girl. For the release of the game, the team worked on a number of exclusive assets to create the official press kit that would be shared with partners and press outlets. Here it is. Oh, it literally is like an art book. Discovering an emotion. Beyond Good and Evil tells a story, not only one of a distant planet and its tragedies, but also one of a human adventure by recounting the life, passions, and emotions of a new heroine. Presenting a video game like Beyond Good and Evil is not easy. Michel Ancel, the creator of the Rayman saga, defines it as the premise of a discovery, and this single sentence sums it all up. Michel Ancel is obviously referring to the continuous search for truth which permeates the entire story of Beyond Good and Evil, to this desire to discover what lies beyond good and evil. The promise also takes shape in the way he designs video games. Beyond Good and Evil is an epic adventure, an adventure that makes us discover a world in its entirety and much more. It offers both action and contemplation, a reflection on our world and entertainment in its purest form, by experiencing a dynamic and interactive movie by rediscovering the pleasure of playing. It's an all-encompassing experience that is sure to captivate and deeply move those who become enthralled with its magic. A world at war. The planet Hillis has been at war for many years. The Hillians, terrified and desperate, found comfort and support in the Alpha sections, a powerful military organization. To ensure their popularity, the Alpha sections control information and carry out a huge media propaganda campaign. Through newspapers, television, or emails, the Alpha sections are presented as the only saviors of the universe. However, the very title of the game makes us doubt. Aren't appearances sometimes deceiving? Is the line between good and evil as obvious as we think? That's what the members of IRIS, a secret organization that operates on Hillis, think in any case. Firmly convinced that they are being lied to. Their theory is incredible, and they are determined to reveal it through their clandestine journal. There is said to be a secret pact between an alien people, the DOMZ, and the Alpha sections, so that the conflict on Hillis becomes permanent. The state of war would therefore be a pretext to establish a military dictatorship and control the population. The IRIS network is thus trying to gather evidence of this plot in order to reveal it to the world, but its efforts have not yet achieved the expected results. Me trying to see what that emote is. Girl, bye, not you dying. I'm gonna pray for you. It's time to give a new twist to events, and the secret organization decides to enlist the help of a young and dynamic reporter named Jade. Girl, I'm gonna sit weirdly because my back is hurting and I'm hoping that this helps. I don't know if you can tell that I'm sitting weirdly, but okay. I wonder if they're gonna give us like this book with the collector's edition. That would kind of be pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie. The vitality and natural beauty of Hillis is not only expressed by the variety of its intelligent inhabitants. The planet is full of extremely varied fauna, and these animals, which range from the smallest insects to the giant cetaceans, which dominate the ocean, including a multitude of other species, constitute as a whole set of protagonists in their own right. It's a continuous presence which serves both as a scenographic element, but also, and above all, as a fundamental axis, allowing us to progress and move forward in the adventure through Jade's photographic reports. The universe of Beyond Good and Evil goes much further than the borders of Hillis. Beyond its atmosphere, there is still space to explore. There is a moon, there are orbital outposts, and much more. To this great passion for nature are added elements of high technology which recall in some ways modern science fiction, cyberpunk. These are hovercrafts and spaceships, but also seemingly simple objects, like Jade's camera, which is in fact a true marvel of technology because it can recognize the beings it photographs and automatically send the photos to the sponsor, and many other gadgets that will be used throughout the adventure. I think I never even thought of it like that, I'm not gonna lie. I thought when the camera took the picture, like we were identifying it, like us as Jade or the scientist that we're sending the picture to. I never realized that like the camera was actually identifying the creatures itself. To build the universe of Beyond Good and Evil, the UB Studios Montpellier team followed a dual path, halfway between nature and technology. The result serves as the basis for an entire credible universe that Jade can explore freely. Jade, age 20 years old, female, brown hair, green eyes, war reporter. Jade always carries 2 items with her, a camera and a Daijo staff. The first serves her in her job as a reporter and allows her to collect evidence, while the second is her combat weapon for practicing martial arts. To carry out her reports, Jade has a veritable panoply of secret agents, a laptop computer allowing her to transfer her photos, a GPS associated with an electronic card system, survival capsules, presence detectors, and many other items. Girl, she's giving rich with all the shit that she has. And that's smart. They'll be eating the bitches up. Codename Shawnee. Overflowing with vitality and curiosity, Jade is an adventurer, independent, but feminine. However, life has not been kind to her. Her inner strength and assertive character have already enabled her to overcome numerous challenges, despite her young age, and to maintain the serenity that characterizes her. Jade is an orphan and has never known her parents. Life on the street led her to know how to get by, to drive all kinds of vehicles, to defend herself effectively, but also to demonstrate tolerance. The war forced her to take refuge with Paige. Hold on. Girl, it's giving Twitch hates me because it's not letting me look at the chat. Like it's putting something in the way. There we go. It's always an orphan. Girl, because she's literally lives in an orphanage, girl. What do you mean? Who is always an orphan? Be for real. Half of the characters in the game are orphans. They left their parents behind. And some of their parents got kidnapped. The war forced her to take refuge with Paige, her adoptive uncle, on a small isolated island dominated by a lighthouse, which has become an oasis of tranquility in this troubled period. Jade feels very close to the population of Hillis. That is why she welcomes orphans of war into the lighthouse. They and Paige form her only family. Jade has always had 2 passions, nature and photography, which she can satisfy thanks to her job as an action reporter. For her, photography is a way of capturing the power of key moments and expressing them. It's precisely thanks to this passion that her life will take a decisive turn at the very beginning of the game, when she decides to embrace the cause of Iris against propaganda to set out in search of the truth. Under the name Shawnee, her pseudonym, she will decide to engage in this fight against the powers that be, to give back to the population the right to the truth and freedom of choice. There is strength in union. In most situations in the game, Jade is not alone. From the very beginning, Paige accompanies her, supports her, advises her, helps her solve puzzles, and fights alongside her. Paige is a hybrid being halfway between a human and a pig. At first glance, Paige comes across as a jerk, but over the course of the adventure, he will reveal his true personality, that of a lonely curmudgeon with a big heart. He is a generous person who loves Jade with all his heart. He's taken care of her since she was little and protected her as much as he could. So when she courageously decides to engage in the resistance in the name of her ideals instead of being proud of her, he opposes her because, carried away by his almost paternal feelings, he fears for the life of his little niece. Paige is an expert in mechanics and electronics and can repair just about anything, which can be extremely useful, as we've seen with the elevator girls. We saw the elevator. Jade can also count on him when it comes to fighting thanks to his razor-sharp wit, combined with his special moves in a very peculiar way. Later in the game, Jade will save Double H's life. He will then become a great friend and a reference for the young reporter who will always be able to count on his sense of honor, as well as his fists and giant hammer in combat. Double H behaves exactly like a medieval knight, with his codes, his ethics, but also his armor, which he never takes off. Paige, alias Wildboar. He's 50 years old? Damn! Okay, uncle. He's a human-pig hybrid. He has no hair, he has green eyes. He's a mechanic, but he knows how to do everything, girl. Paige is more than just a co-protagonist who helps Jade. Not only because of his abilities, but also because in the game and in Jade's life, he embodies both a certainty and a mystery. We don't know Double H's real name. He's between 35 and 40. He's a human with brown hair, green eyes, and he's an Iris agent. He's a former soldier in the regular army of Hillis. He realized what was going on with the arrival of the Alpha sections and made the difficult decision to desert and enlist in the ranks of the rebels. He's capable of charging at enemies like a bull, but can also be a wise advisor when it comes to stealthily infiltrating areas controlled by the Alpha sections. There's 32 more pages! Y'all, I might have to stop and go get some water soon, because my throat is becoming dry, y'all. My thirst needs to be quenched. Beyond Good and Evil marks the comeback of a type of epic game where action and adventure blend seamlessly. Settings are grandiose and the encounters numerous. The role of war reporter is new in the world of video games. It alone carries the promise of a journey, but also of investigations and dangers. For total immersion, the player has the freedom to evolve as they wish on foot, in a hovercraft, or in a space shuttle. The world of Hillis has no limits. Who has never dreamed of approaching the majestic whales of the far north, or flying among the stars with infinity as a destination? This freedom takes on its full dimension thanks to the numerous activities offered by Beyond Good and Evil. The world is offered to the player, who chooses between exploration and combat phases aboard the hovercraft, flight sessions above the planet and in space, infiltrations in the slums, races in the middle of town, or contacts with the population. Many minigames in Beyond Good and Evil add to the mize and abime. We are no longer in a video game, but in another world. Exploration, in a general sense, is the keystone of Beyond Good and Evil. Helping Jade fulfill her destiny mainly means searching for clues and solid proof of the ongoing conspiracy. To achieve this, it is necessary to obtain and collect information by questioning the inhabitants of Hillis, by asking advice from Paige, Double H, or other characters, by watching television news and propaganda, and especially by consulting email, the primary source of information, which also provides numerous secondary quests. Photography is a real game in the game that accompanies the story of Beyond Good and Evil. So many elements offer a variety of new and entertaining gameplay types in service of an exciting storyline. These gameplay types are also essential elements, allowing you to experience fully and with the greatest possible freedom the story of Jade and her world. But Jade will have to earn this freedom by upgrading her equipment or her vehicles so she can reach previously inaccessible areas, and consequently expand her knowledge and progress to the story. Jade is a committed reporter, totally linked to exploration. Photography is an extremely important and even fundamental activity in the history of Beyond Good and Evil. It is indeed thanks to photos that many quests can be completed, as they bring the material evidence of the terrible conspiracy hatched by the government in cahoots with the invaders. In addition, by photographing animals for the Hylian Science Center, Jade earns money, which is essential even on Hylis. To complete certain missions, it is necessary to either beat the opponent or to immortalize them in a photo. It is up to the player to choose. Wait, what? Wait, what? I don't know what this is talking about. Along with exploration, photography is a central and fundamental element of the gameplay of Beyond Good and Evil. But above all, it is the most effective way for Jade to show the real truth of the population. Girl, this is starting to actually hurt my face. Like, this is swollen and it is starting to feel like it's getting bigger. I might just need to go get water. I am getting dizzy. I'm getting dizzy. Anyways. Paradox and originality. The originality of Beyond Good and Evil is based on a paradox. While Hylis has a turbulent history and Jade is subject to great moral dilemma, in her search for the truth and her fight for the salvation of her people, it is possible to leave aside the main events of the game to participate in clandestine hovercraft races or wander around the planet to take photos. This broad and varied approach offers multiple choices to the player for the same situation. It is thanks to the balance between story and gameplay that Michel Ancel and his team have made possible the existence of a world where you choose your way of acting and each action has a meaning and a goal. Michel Ancel was the story of a creator. Born in Monaco in 1972, Michel Ancel experienced multiple cultural influences in his childhood due to his father's numerous transfers as a military officer. From his early years, Michel Ancel especially remembers his love for Russian, Chinese, and Japanese tales and stories, whose fantastical elements still inspire him today in creating his characters and worlds. After moving to Montpellier, video games became an integral part of his life, and he dreamed of one day being able to create his own video game, one different from the others. Okay, to be fair, I feel like Rayman already accomplished that, but it's cool that he did that not just once, but twice, at least. I think there was a third one, but I don't know what happened to Wild. He learned to program, and through participating in a competition for young game designers, he came into contact with Ubisoft for the first time. In 1989, he was age 17. He joined Ubisoft as graphic designer, and this is where the great adventure began. It would lead him to design the character of Rayman, hero of a series which, as of today, has sold 14 million copies worldwide. It was in '95 that the iconic character of Ubisoft Entertainment was launched, becoming a phenomenal success. In '99, he completed a second Rayman with his close-knit team. Rayman 3 is already planned, but Michel Ancel has decided to act as a supervisor in order to focus on a brand new project, an action-adventure game, this time centered around a female character. This is how the development of Beyond Good and Evil began, the codename of a video game that would become Beyond Good and Evil. In order to provide new video content for launch, the team updated the E3 trailer with new shots, but they kept the old logo at the end. Oh.
The war has arrived at the gates of Hylis.
Okay, this is just the trailer. Sometimes Ubisoft subsidiaries would produce assets specifically for their territory. This is the launch trailer for the American continent. I think I've seen this one. I love this trailer. We've seen atrocities. This is kind of spoilery. I'm not gonna lie. We suspect conspiracy. It literally spoils the entire game. Your leaders think you're a threat. Y'all, you should not be watching trailers like this. It literally spoils the entire game. And here's the TV ad for the French territory in all of its weird glory. Okay, What is this? You live in a calm and peaceful world. The government cares about your well-being. Enjoy life. We're looking after you. Everything is fine. Some will always seek more than the official truth. Go period summary.
Beyond good and evil.
Girl, the fact that I read the entirety of the press kit. Y'all, I was giving pressed. Okay. After E3, the team meets journalists again in August for a preview event so they could discover more of the game. And the demo is released to the public in October. If the launch of the game was not as successful commercially as the team had hoped, it still garnered critical acclaim across the industry, and it has achieved cult status over the year. Yeah, it has achieved cult status over the years. It's like the people who have played this game love this game, and the people who haven't don't, because they don't know about it, you know? Like, that's so sad to me. A great community of passionate fans has come together around the game and its universe, one that remains strongly bonded even to this day. I love this picture. Jade and Paige through the ages. Creating memorable and endearing main characters is never an easy task, especially in video games as they stay with the players throughout the entire adventure. Jade and Paige went through a lot of iterations before they got their final look, which is what we're going to take a look at right now. Dude, that top right picture is so fucking cute. And the top left? Yo. I love Paige and Jade together. Like, they're such an amazing duo. From the onset of the project, one thing is clear. The main character will be an intrepid young woman named Sally, and a burly pig hybrid called Paige, girl-eyed. Both are members of the gang of the Exterminators, and their outfits in the storyboards match this intention. A helmet with antennae and bug eyes. That's so funny. A shame we never saw this helmet again, as the project slowly becomes between good and evil. Sally already sports short hair and wide, expressive eyes. Her eyes are very expressive. Things we can also see in the test renders made for the February 2000 demo. Sally wearing a white tank top and striped purple baggy pants. The next concept art we have of Sally shows her in flared blue jeans, but this is not an outfit she'll have for long. It is a look that she ate the fuck up out of, though. I will give her that. And as you saw from that last picture, they've always wanted to keep her with the fucking green lipstick girl. Which I think is the thing that stands out the most about her, because I remember being like, she's such a fucking weirdo. Why does she have green lipstick? Like, what you doing? In the second half of 2000, we see our main characters with new clothes. Sally wears pants with spiral patterns, and Paige dons mechanic overalls. We can see here that these pants are mostly white with dark purple spirals. These are kind of cool. Already, though, some variations are being tried out. We are also starting to notice green lips on some of these concept arts. Yeah, girl, I noticed already. The first screenshot we get of Sally and Paige date from around October 2000. Sally wears a white top with triangular motifs. Paige, a white tank top, blue jeans, and shoulder tattoos. Not the smiley face. Although barely a month later, Paige gets his overalls, a teal blue shirt, and a first version of his jet boots. He will keep this outfit for a long time, nearly until the release of the game. In December, Sally's look evolves yet again, this time with a dark mid-sleeve top and darker pants. It is important to note that it is around that time too that we see the iconic camera starting to appear in concept art for Sally. Oh, I love that picture on the right. That's so fucking cool. I love that render. In early 2001, the tests for Sally's outfit continue with multiple approaches being considered. So they were just trying to figure out what the fuck she should wear. Oh, the outfits on the right eat. Dresses, pants, suspenders, overalls. Some of these tests will end up being used for other inhabitants of Hillis. I mean, yeah, might as well. If she's not gonna wear them, somebody should. I love the fucking jumpsuit ass look. On the right, she ate. As for our heroine, we get in-engine renders around June. She is now wearing white pants with triangular patterns, similar to the very first top we saw her with. But don't call her Sally anymore. To sound less English, Jade gets her new and final name, taking from the name of the Jade engine, of course. But not only. Okay, so they start with the Jade engine. Like, they had already named the engine by then. Indeed, story documents from the time tell us that before being called Shawnee, her first in-game nickname was Jade. The circle is complete. I love her smile, dude. She's serving in this picture. The way I look, you want to make this my social media profile picture, like, she ate with that. The green lipstick is definitely here to stay, just as much as her trusty camera. And Double H and Paige also take part in the photo shoot. These pictures are so cute. I love her smile. Her smile is so beautiful. All of them will keep this look until the end of the project's vertical slice in December 2001. Early 2002 is another test period for Jade's outfit with new slim white pants displaying green stripes. The sack gets a makeover as well, with new colors being tested, like this light mauve version, for example. As for Paige, he's taken up smoking. This is a character trait that the team wanted to explore, however, age rating constraint turned his workshop into a smoke-free environment. Okay, so they wanted to keep it, and they only got rid of it because of the age rating. The game's announcement is closing in, and the tests don't stop. Jade gets to try out different bicolored long-sleeve tops. I don't like the green ones in this picture, but I love the black one. I also think it makes sense that they wanted to give him a cigarette, considering they're French. I'm just saying. And even her gloves get different treatments. Meanwhile, Paige also gets a bit of a facelift, with the first test for a scar and more expressive eyes. His face will evolve again in July to become nearly final. In the end, red will be all the rage at E3 2002. Jade will wear a mid-sleeve two-toned red top with a design later on, and white pants with rounded patterns. The red top here was not bad, but it's just, it doesn't give Jade. Not too bad, sugar. Without you, I'd be smoked ham by now. This is the final look that Jade will have at E3, and therefore how the world will discover her for the very first time. In early 2003, new colors are being tested on Jade's pants as they get closer to their final textures. And multiple artworks are being worked on to prepare the game's communication comeback at E3 2003, featuring this brand new look. I love the aesthetic of the fucking water paint. It's so pretty. These are giving, dude, whoever made these renders were fucking cool as fuck. Oh, I love the red pants. I might have not loved the red shirt, but I love the red pants. I love the poster on the right too. Ooh, and the jazz, y'all. A brand new look that will evolve one last time right before E3. The pants gets their final green color, and the long sleeve top turns white. They will feature on all official assets, which is quite to the liking of our good old Paige. Oh, that's cute. They made it so they would match. Back from E3, where the spotlight was on realistic and mature games, compared to her rivals, Jade looks too young and carefree. And so, barely 6 months away from launch, a tough decision is made. Jade's look must change, and so begins a new round of concept art to find the right attitude. New tests for her face are done, directly in 3D. One of the main inspirations are the striking facial features of the ancient Egyptian queen, Nefertiti! Period! Y'all. The fact that they modeled her after Nefertiti, like, what else can I say to that? That is why Jade is mother. Y'all, I can't. Like that, I'm gagged. I was not expecting that. And finally, Jade's final look is determined. I love her final look. They did an amazing job. Like, her face already was really reminiscent of this, though. Early July, barely a month after having made the decision to change her look, the final Jade appears in the first in-game screenshot. Yeah, girl, they nailed her down so fucking quick. A press release is sent out in early August with updated screenshots and a biography of the character to announce Jade's new look to the world. But it wasn't over yet. Paige also needed a visual aspect update to appear more detailed and mature, and it's in early August that his truly final look makes it to the game. Not everyone was so lucky. 4 months away from release, the poor Han still didn't look quite like how you'd expect. Girl, they struggled with Han's design. But it's not the end of the story yet. Starting in mid-August, some test renders are made of a brand new outfit that we will call here Red Jade. While we know that some of these renders will get different uses, for example, here in the game credits, or here in the press kit, we can only keep wondering what stories this new outfit was made to tell. And what mysteries still lie behind these pictures. Girl, what are you telling me right now? What are you telling me right now? What is this? What are you telling me right now? Are we gonna see this fit in Beyond Good and Evil 2? Y'all, hold up a minute. I actually have chills right now. What mysteries lie in these pictures? Secret stuff. The lost levels. Looking at old design documents and into the Jade engine, we can spot that quite a few levels didn't make the final cut. Let's take a look at some of them. The factory. Starting with the factory, the level called 0111 Tuyao was supposed to be a lengthy hovercraft escape filled with traps and challenges. Ooh. Y'all, let me be for real. Why would you drive in first person for these? I wouldn't. I simply wouldn't. Oh, you have to wait for it because it opens the door? Girl. Oh. This is so interesting. And then the Krochaks come after your ass. Oh, they're showing us the entirety of the level. That's so sick. Was this supposed to be the slaughterhouse factory? Like, was this all supposed to be in the slaughterhouse? They had so much potential with these puzzles and stuff. Some of this I feel like was a missed opportunity, but it's probably just what they had to do for the best, to get the best result of the story. But a lot of the stuff would have been really cool to have and to actually experience. I would have really appreciated having a lot of this stuff. Like, I think a lot of this would have been so special to experience. Like, even this, imagine if they'd actually given us this to play. I would have been floored. Like, I don't know. I didn't, even like with this stuff, I didn't realize, like, including a wind turbine sequence that literally made the hovercraft fly, generating a lot of annoying bugs to fix. That's kind of funny. They said, girl, we don't want to do that. They probably did fix it, though. That's sad. The community had already unearthed this level from the game, and you can find more content online by looking for Beyond Good and Evil secret level. Oh. Y'all. The fucking... These are the journalists that the bitches should be talking about. They unearthed the whole fucking secret level, girl. Originally, the city would have featured a few more shops and places to discover. For example, an arena was in the works. in which you could go and register to fight different enemies and take on challenges. Oh, that would have been fun, actually. Oh, we have a video? Slay. Different graphical tests were done for the battlegrounds with some very interesting looking locations. Girl, this is giving Alice in the Wonderland or something. This feels trippy as fuck. Dude, like, it's so sad having cut content, but like, again, I know why it's there. Not enough time to implement it correctly. Maybe they just decided it wasn't the right fit and it wasn't necessary. There's a lot of reasons that I feel like you can take stuff out, but this would have been so cool to actually still have. Because I feel like a lot of this stuff would have just been cool to experience, or like just to have more. This is the collector, otherwise known as Eventus. Originally, he was the one you would sell your photos of rare animals to in exchange for credits and other items. What were the items? I can't really tell. One of them looked like an M-disc, another looked like an armor. And this here is the art gallery, a space with 2 floors and a different prototype of artworks done by the team. That's cool though. Like, to go and experience that. Like, I feel like this is something they should have kept. Or this is something they should have implemented, I think, in this version of the game. Because I think it would have been cool to actually go through. We can see that the collector was supposed to be found there too, as another potential shopkeeper NPC. Is that Nino? That looked like Nino, but why is he dressed like that? Yeah. Satellite. Before going to the moon, Jade and her companions would have stopped by a satellite in orbit around Hillis. We can see that we would have had 4 companions by our side with 2 XB-24 robots joining the team. They could be reprogrammed to follow and assist or self-destruct. Not the self-destruct. Here, our new team would have needed every bit of strength to remove a gigantic battery in order to take the satellite down. I feel like that would have been hard to manage, but it is a cool concept. With painful consequences for the poor Alpha Section soldiers. Oh my god. We said bye, bitch. Don't play with us. Don't play with it, don't play with it, don't play with it. Okay, so this looked like this idea was used for the actual satellite in space. It's a little different though. These looked like they were more complicated, and maybe because they were too complicated, that's why they removed them. Because sometimes I think they remove stuff like that from a game so that like the story itself is more accessible while the side content is harder because you don't have to engage in it. That would be my guess for why they scrapped some of this stuff. Or maybe they just thought it wasn't necessary to like prove their point, I guess. Which I can kind of also understand, because I feel like sometimes it's not necessary to put everything you can in a game. Once on the moon Selene, you had to go through 1000 Boreal with the Beluga. Oh, this is a really cool textured area. And I wish we did have more to do with the Beluga, so this is something I would want. It's a maze of icy caverns, dangerous creatures, giant doors, and stalactites. Or are they stalagmites? Oh, that's cool. That you have to hit all 3 at the same time to open a door with your Beluga. Ooh. This definitely doesn't look finished, though. Like, this even looks like it would have needed more time to be finalized. At least in terms of texture, I think. Because it looks like lacking. Like, it looks a little dead. Even though I think it would have been a cool concept. It didn't look finished. Which I guess it wasn't implemented, so, you know. Maybe it wasn't finished, you know? Oh, this video is long. This video is very long, it looks like. So are we following that? Because I would have guessed that our objective would have been to destroy it. Go, my stomach is not... Oh! Hello? Oh, so did they fail because they didn't destroy it soon enough, or what? Yeah. It's giving flop. It's giving flop. I guess that's an idea of, like, implementing what they did with the loot caverns again, but for the main plot. Which is kind of cool to see. Oh, you can land it like that. I really do wish we'd done more with the beluga. I just feel like there wasn't enough to do with the beluga. Like, that's one of the few things that I wanted more of, I think. Once in the base, a whole dungeon was planned to free Toil, the DOMZ companion that would have revealed Jade's powers. Yeah, and they did already talk about how they removed that character. Getting there was no easy feat, as you would first need to cross a boss room with not one but 2 Reapers? Oh, okay, that could have been pretty cool, actually. That could have been cool. I don't know, I feel like the Reaper boss fight was not super interesting, but I feel like having 2 of them could, like, be implemented in a way that makes it more interesting. Teleportation room would require us to avoid Nosh priests with deadly energy rays. So are we trying to sneak past them? Oh. And we would need to sneak by a whole lot more of them in a gigantic hall. Yeah, I think some of this stuff could have been really cool. Just for, like, variety purposes and for, like, lore purposes, I think it could have been really interesting if they'd expanded more upon some of this other stuff. Like, the moon kind of feels short, but I guess the idea of that thing that one-shots you was implemented in the game, just in a different area earlier in the game. We're still only about halfway? Dude, they made the moon long. Okay, that's a save area, period. Before reaching a puzzle that would require us to use a mirror item to direct energy rays in the right direction. So in this case, you brought the mirror with you. When we played the game, they already had the crystals and stuff that we used to redirect the lights. Which makes sense to me, like... I don't think that's a big deal, because I feel like this is something that they repurposed. So at least they didn't waste all their time on nothing, you know? I do wish there were, like, more climbable surfaces, because I'm like, even though I wasn't personally jumping myself, I really appreciated all of the, like, platforming that we did. I feel like it still feels fun, even though I wasn't clicking a button to jump. But yeah, this was something that was implemented. It just was implemented in a different looking area. They still used the crystal tower thingies. So this wasn't an entirely waste of time. I think it's really interesting though to like see the progress of development and see how like they actually develop games in terms of like the order of stuff that they do and the extent at which they change stuff. Finally reached the cell where Toil was being held before joining back up with Double H further ahead. Okay, so we find him and that's not the end of the level. Does he just follow us? Like, where is she going? I hate the fact that he moves like that. Like, his animation looks so janky to me. Oh? What? Excuse me? To finish, here is the 1005 Crush Hour, in which we can still find some full-grown evil Asticus erectus to fight. Oh, so these are like the cockroach thingies. Oh! Those bitches that they wanted to include in the original game. Oh, the animation sucked back then. That's how you know this is like... I wonder how long it takes to actually fine-tune animations. Because as far as we've seen, like, from Beyond Good and Evil 2, all the footage that we have for that does not look refined. This obviously doesn't look refined. And we've experienced the version of this that was, so I wonder how long that took. I guess if we had a date on this, we could find out, but I'm not sure if this is dated. So I don't remember seeing a date. Not him just being on fire. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah, this also this area, I feel like atmospherically, the game was much better later on. And a beautiful view of the DOMZ heavy cruiser ship, where the final battle of the game would have originally taken place. Yeah. I just feel like some of it was successful, some of it I'm like, yeah, I'm glad you cut that out. Here's a mysterious cave on Hellas in which we can find a very strange animal. Not the cameo, that's so funny. That's so funny. Why? Is it just a cameo, or was he actually a creature in this world? I don't know. Also, Raymen are like a specific type of creature, right? Like, that's not a human species. It's not a species that exists in real life. Okay, we have a few bonus videos. Oh, I love this soundtrack. Safari is such a beautiful track. Like, Safari really warms my heart. It just feels like home. I want July 12th to come ASAP. We have 10 days, y'all. We have 10 days. What day does July 12th fall on? We will be ordering the collector's edition, trust, but I don't know what date it falls on. This is a video from last year that they made. Oh, that's so beautiful. I love the water paint. Or just like the painted like texture in general. I'm not sure if it's water painted actually. Some of these do look like that one was pencil. Designs are going to be new, or if they're all just going to be for the original, not the journalist. So beautiful. So much beautiful art. Sometimes I really wish I'd started like working on art when I was younger. Part of me still wants to study computer science again. Because I feel like game development would be so fun. And that kind of sucks. Like, that kind of sucks. I especially love like zoomed out perspectives of like landscapes and stuff. Okay, light tower, early light tower. I think this just includes all of the art that they've shown us so far and stuff. I'm really hoping they have something new at the end, but I don't know what they could possibly add. Some of these, I'm like, I'm not sure if we saw them ever. Maybe they're just concept designs? I do wonder what creatures we'll see in the second game. Because there'll probably be a lot that are similar, and there's probably going to be a lot that we've never seen. Different takes on the Reaper. We love our alpha section. Oh, that's horrifying! Oh my god! That was a jump scare, y'all. The fucking DOMZ without the helmet. Oh my god. Oh, this is so pretty. Okay, Paige. We love him. The reference lines are so funny to me because Double H has such a big ass head. Secundo! He's giving gorge. Okay, kids. I really love her design. I hate his ass. I hate him with a passion. Fuck that journalist. This one they could have kept as creepy as he originally was, honestly. Okay, Nori. Nori serves. So does the Akuda Bar guy. I wonder what the M with the is that a G or is that a C? Because if that's MGM, it makes sense, but I can't. This design is so funny to me. It's Mother Governor. Okay, that was giving. That was everything, y'all. That was everything. The main thing that gets me is the fucking red jade comments. Like, what is that about? I just don't know what that's about. Something about the red jade comment is like sus to me. You know? We're done for today. I'm gonna get off stream. I need to go eat something, and I need to shower, and I need to maybe do other things. So we will have to see. But I am done for now. I will see y'all back next week sometime. I don't know when. Probably Tuesday. We're gonna be realistic. Probably Tuesday. So I hope you guys have a good night, morning, or afternoon, wherever you are. I think that's going to be all from me for today. We're probably going to play Her Story next stream and try it. If we don't like it, it's going to be a chop. And then after that, I'm not sure if we're going to do Sexy Brutal or if I want to do something else. I don't have a ton of games that I want to necessarily start because, like I said, I've started many games. Many games have been started already. And I'm trying to play them on my own time, which is doable, but like it's a lot of games. A lot of games. I'm currently playing, I'm trying to like see what I'm like currently playing. So Ace Attorney 2, I'm still playing it. I'm on the last case. Disco Elysium. I'm very close to being done with Disco Elysium, finally. I've started like hammering that shit down this week. And we're very close to being done. I just started Triangle Strategy on the Switch. I kind of started it a long time ago, but I never really played too much of it. So I'm finally getting around to experiencing that game, probably in small doses. But at the same time, I don't know what else we'll play. I don't know what else we can play. I kind of like stuff that have narrative because I feel like narrative is more easy for me to focus on. So we have stuff like Persona 4 Golden that we can play, but that's super long. We have a Plague Tale Requiem, that's super long. So I know that currently the plan is Her Story next, maybe the Sexy Brutale, and we also have AI Somnium that we want to play. So those are in the immediate gameplay, thing. I'm kind of still not like ready to go back to Tomb Raider, so that will not be for a while. I really don't think it'll be for a while. Like, part of me feels compelled to like go and play it, but I also think that's just like the obsessive part of me, and it's not just like my actual brain, my sane brain that's telling me to do that. So we will not be doing that because I don't want to ruin my experience. There's a few like saddish games that I want to play, so those are options and they're short. So those are also stuff we might be playing soon. But that'll be all from me today. So I do hope you guys have a good morning, night, or afternoon wherever you are. And I will be back again next Tuesday. Let me know if you guys don't like this setup though, and then we can go back to the old setup. But I feel like my camera here kind of looks better. So anyways, bye y'all. I'll see y'all later.